guys hear me? Oh wow. 3 minutes. No audio. You can't hear anything. Oh my goodness. Can you hear me now? I always like to check my audio. Chineke. Mutin sorrow low. Shit. Oh, look at me swearing. Sorry, guys. I've been talking. I didn't know that I'm talking to myself. Oh my god. That's what I always like to confirm. Sorry, guys. I've been talking. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry. Let me quickly paraphrase what I said in 3 minutes. First of all, I started with praying and just thanking God for our lives, for seeing us to February. Today is the 2nd of February, 2025. And I was saying that it's just by the grace of God that we are here today. God saw us through January, so we are grateful to God. Thank you, everybody. Please. I'm sorry. I didn't know that you were not hearing me. Hopefully, the audio is good now. Can you hear me now? Okay. Thank you, everybody. Please give us a thumbs up. Thanks to everybody that's giving a thumbs up before we start. And I was also saying that I saw this story only today, and it saddens my heart when I saw it. I only saw it this afternoon. And I posted it on my Instagram, and I was saying the reason why I started the show a bit late, few minutes late, was because I was busy on social media on Instagram, which is my only social media basically, apart from YouTube. Uh Fighting with people. And I said, if you know me very well, you know I don't like posting on blogs because all these small children, look, I'm a few months away from being 53 years old. I know if you can allow one small picking whenever he had never even touch him back of he had never fit touch him back. Can they insult me for because I post for blog, Linda KG or Insta blog. So I dey respect myself, jejeje. All these some of these una Gen Z and millennials, they no get respect. So me, I dey stay away. I just stay away from it. But this one, I felt like I needed to say something because, as I said, I'm a mom and I have sons. My sons are young adults now, and this deeply touched me. Okay, so I posted on it on my on my Instagram. I said, "Wow, this is so sad." And as a mother who have sons, I'm deeply saddened by the news of this young man. He's only 36 years old. His name is Ikena Erinne. They say he's a cardiologist in the US. And the story around how this happened is still unfolding. We don't know the true story or the full story yet. But whenever somebody is unalived, I always lead with empathy. Because at the end of the day, I want us to be human first. Whenever I see where men and women are always going on and on and on about all this gender thing, women supporting women, men supporting men, when somebody has unalived, it doesn't matter. This has always been, I have a humanistic or humanist approach because this is somebody's child. He's 36 years old. Do you know what it takes to train a child to become a full adult that is functional in society? A medical doctor who is a cardiologist. And I'm also hearing that he's a consultant at only 36. And this boy, bye. And some people, because of the trauma that they carry, cannot even have empathy. You can't see the tragedy of this story. All you are concerned about. In fact, I had to block somebody on my Instagram this evening, which is not something I do all the time. I had to block her because this faceless person will not allow me to rest. Trying to drag, how do you drag somebody that is unalive? It doesn't make sense. Some of my gender, you really got, guys, some of you need to go and check yourself and really check yourself mentally and emotionally because there's so much brokenness in us that it takes away the humanity in us. So this lady was going on and on and on about how Anambra man will show you. Anambra man, the one he's dealing with now is an Anambra man. I'm like, sis, you are projecting. You don't know him. What you on about? He's an Anambra man. All these quiet ones, once you see them, they will show you shege. I say, can you please stop? You don't know this young man. So when she went on and on and on, I just blocked her because she said something that really hurt me. And this is what she said. She said, Auntie B, we don't even know where you stand sometimes. She posted it on my page. We don't know where you stand sometimes. I'm like, really? You don't know where I stand? Every day I'm here fighting for you. You see, all these pick me women are then good. Because you know, men, they can be loyal to their supporters. But my gender, the day you fight for them, they will support you. The day you dare to just stand and say, Kini, oh my God. You don't pick a side, is a problem for them. I don't know him. I don't know Ikenna. But it's a very sad situation. 36 years old, a medical doctor, cardiologist in the US. What happened? We don't know the long story. The short story is that he and his ex, I understand they were not married. They've been in court over custody, child support arrangements. Okay? And that, you know, the court finally awarded the wife $15,000 monthly as child support that he has to pay for 2 children. Okay, this is all we know. And some people are saying that some blogs are saying that he lost his license to practice. Other people are saying he's lost his practice. I don't know which one is which. You know, when things happen, there are different accounts of the story. You know, and I said, oh my God, this is so sad. A young man like this. And somebody actually posted something. They said they know them from school, that is very quiet. You know, he walks away from Wahala and all that. But you know, when it comes to husband and wife or love, emotional relationship, mm, you don't really know. It's the two people involved that know. And then I'm coming to the father-in-law. Please, unique. Please, 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 please. Don't remind me of that father-in-law. The father-in-law, the minute when I saw the story, I was like, who is this man? Van La. I said, this name is familiar. I know this name. Because I remember whether a year or 2 years ago, I did a story where one Agbaya man in his 70s, 70-year-old man, according to Charlie Boy, decided in his old age to show his stupidity on social media to be posting all the women he claimed that he has slept with. So when I saw the name, I was like, I know this name. Who can this be? So let me start from the beginning. I didn't come here to rant, but some people have just been getting on my nerves, to be honest. They've just been getting on my nerves. Can we just be human first before we choose a side? Let's just be a human being. No matter how you are pro women or pro men, it doesn't matter. Let's just be human first. And if you are a human being who has empathy and you still have feelings, where maybe they never show you shege to the point where you be say you cannot even think properly anymore. All you can think about is your trauma and your pain and what this man did to you or what this woman did to you. If you can think on the level of humanity, you will know that this is sad. You will agree with me that it's a very sad situation. So, this is what I know. I'll tell you guys what I know. And it's based on unconfirmed reports on social media. He's 36 years old. He's a young Nigerian American based in the US. His name is Ikenna Erinne. And they said that he unalived himself after losing child support case in the US. I'm reading from Linda Ikeji, right? I'm going to get to the father-in-law. Hold on. Please, just hold on, because that father-in-law, if I start with it, I don't know. I don't know. Just, guys, welcome. Give us a thumbs up as you're joining us, because this matter, it's high rapper. It really, really tie rapper. So he's Anambra born from Anambra State. Oh, Abajo, no wonder. The person that was dragging me said he's married to Anambra man. I see where this is coming from now. Hey, yeah. You see, and sometimes when we've gone through something, it kind of clouds our judgment. We cannot be unbiased because we start projecting our pain. Everybody will see now. So because this young man is from Anambra now, it means that all the men in Anambra are like the man that you are married to. This lady was on and on and on and on about the one that she's married to an Anambra man. I say, sis, chill. He's not your husband. You don't know him. But I understand. I understand. Anyway, so he's from Anambra State, and unfortunately, very, very sad that he had to unalive himself on January 26, 2025, following a prolonged divorce battle with his estranged wife. Some are saying he's married, some are saying they didn't marry. I don't know. But I saw some invitation to traditional marriage. And the fight was around the custody of their children. So it was gathered, according to Linda Ikeji, that Erinne unalived himself in the US after the court ruled in favor of the ex-wife and ordered him to pay a monthly child support of $15,000. So it was somebody who is a Nigerian American called Clayton Udo was the one that apparently posted this. He says he's a psychological and mental health expert. Was the one that posted this on Facebook. And according to Udo is saying that the court verdict took a severe financial toll on Ikenna. And he further explained that the late doctor lost his license as a cardiologist to the case. Okay, this is not verified. Obviously, it was a Facebook post. So Facebook post is not authority. It's just somebody's opinion. Opinions are free, right? Mhm. And the person wrote that the abuse of African men in the US must come to an end. In a deeply troubling case, Dr. Ikenna Erinne, an American trained cardiologist, allegedly unalived himself after an American court ordered him to pay his ex-wife $15,000 monthly following the prolonged and contentious divorce case. The tragic incident highlighted the systemic issues within the legal system that disproportionately affects African men. Okay. And I wrote on my and my Instagram page, I said, okay, I've not finished. He further revealed that the deceased has spent the thousands of dollars in legal fees before the court verdict turned out in the favor of the ex-wife. So he unalived himself after, the thing didn't go his way. The wife won. I don't know. I put won in quotes now because nobody wins in a case like this. Mm. And the person wrote, I'm talking about a process that impoverishes you. You go to court and they take all your money. He lost the case as a cardiologist in the case. Plus they slammed him with a $15,000 monthly child support plus restricted access to his children. So according to this post, he did not only lose the case, also he lost access to his children. Okay, I'm going to read more. Guys, please give us the thumbs up. I'm not looking at the comment because I'm reading. There's a lot to this. I'm just giving you the information as I have them. Okay? If you know more, you can tell me. When I'm taking calls, you can come and tell me. But I'm just giving you the information that I've seen about the matter. So when I saw the first post from someone called Francis Van Leer, the name struck. I was like, don't I know this name? Then I started thinking in my mind. I say, hey, this name, I know this name. Van Leer. It's not a common name. Then I remembered that about 2 or 3 years ago, I did a video where I was talking about a man who listed names of the women he said he has slept with. And some of those women are married now. 70-year-old man. And I was condemning it and I was like, who does that? Why would somebody do this? Apparently, the woman that Ikenna was in court with, the mother of the children, is this man's daughter. How many of you remember him? So when I saw that, to be honest, I'm not even going to lie. I was raising my eye and saying, this man, Well, we do say here on the platform that some Mongo Parks mm, can be good fathers. But a man that would do something like that, when we did the show, remember I told you they say he's been married 5 times, 5 different women, has a bunch of children everywhere, and he decided in his old age to sit down and list the women he say he slept with and posted it on Facebook. So when I saw that, I was like, So is this man's daughter? I said, okay. It doesn't mean that because he's a Mongo Park, who is of a, I don't know, a walking canopy kind of a red canopy category, that his daughter is like that. You cannot judge a child based on their parents. Children don't choose their parents. It's unfortunate. I cannot say I'm going to judge the daughter based on the father. But however, a man like this kind of man, well, I dey roll my eyes. I dey roll my eyes. Anyway, he wrote and said that he said, while there was custody battle with my daughter that my daughter was involved in, I only became aware of it on Monday about 3 a.m. Nigerian time, and that Ikenna had her, which is his daughter, and the children, he held them hostage basically at Iron Point. You know what I mean? In the US. And for 3 hours after losing the custody battle, he had them. This is what the man is saying, oh, that the nanny managed to escape, and the nanny was the one that now called the police. And on arrival, the police came, and when the police came, he decided to unalive himself. And this is what he wrote. He said, I guess he decided to unalive himself because instead of facing 3 counts of, you know, carrying somebody forcefully and holding something that is not supposed to hold, which is like a weapon, is 25 years of life each. And he said, while I sympathize with his family and that he's no longer here, my daughter is not responsible for him taking his own life. And I thank God it did not degenerate to where he took my daughter with him and grandchildren. May his soul rest in peace. Everybody is a loser here, and it is traumatizing for everyone, including me. No winners here. Okay? So this is what I don't know, what can I call him? The father of the woman, because some people are saying they are not married. So I don't know if it's a father-in-law. But as I said, knowing what we already know about this man, no, 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 no. I don't know. I don't know. Whatever he says, I'm taking it with a pinch of salt. I don't trust him. I don't think he's a decent human being, and is a Mongo pack of the most humongous category that you can think of. Then he went ahead, though. He didn't stop there. Oh. He went ahead to post another one. He didn't stop. He posted another one again. Let me find it, because, as I said, there are different reports. He came again, oh, this Frances Van Leer. And I'm like, when I saw he was posting, it didn't sit well with me. Do you understand? It did not sit well with me that something like this will happen. Somebody that, I don't know whether is married to your daughter. You are an elderly man. You are 70-year-old plus, for goodness. If you don't have wisdom at 70 plus, you will never have wisdom in your life. You are a fool for life. I'm sorry. Even if it's true, everything that you have told us, this is a very crucial time. Online is always teaching us about emotional intelligence. This is not the time for you to come on social media and you are trying to write epistles. Think about Obina's family. Think about his parents. They are grieving. This is a tragedy. Why are you on social media? This is like your family. Even if you didn't marry your daughter, at least you had children with your daughter. Are you supposed to be on social media at your old age and you are posting up and down per minute per second? I don't understand. He went ahead and posted another epistle again. He said, and this was just maybe 2 or 3 hours ago, to set the record straight, Dr. Iken Irena's license was never revoked. He has active license in Illinois, New York, Virginia, Maryland, So no one state can revoke all licenses at once. True, though none was revoked. The child support, because a lot of people were making comments about the £15,000, $15,000 child support, right? And he went on to say that the child support was set that much because they have a physically challenged son needing special care from different medical facilities, plus attending a special needs school that costs money. And the courts consider income of both parents before making a decision. Because a lot of people were like, kilo de, 15,000 a month. How much is he earning? So maybe he earns a lot of money, right? As a cardiologist, and at a very young age, which also tells me something about the character of the young man, that is very, very driven. At just 36 years old, look at what he has achieved, which makes it even more sad. Look, guys, and this is what I was saying at the beginning, that we always need to think as humans first. Do you know what it takes to raise a child? You raise that child successfully, send them to school to go and read, and they manage to stay in school, become a doctor, to train to that level. Do you know what it takes? I don't know. It takes a lot. So, something like this, what I expected from Mr. Van Leer is, as an elder, you have to show empathy to the family. As you said, it's tragedy for everybody involved. And for goodness sake, why are you on social media posting? The parents of this young man are grieving now. I don't know anybody that will just wake up one day and say, okay, I'm going to unalive myself because I don't like my life. Now, something they drive person to the point where they feel say there's no going back. They don't see any way out again. And I'm not making excuses for him. I don't know him. All I'm saying is that empathy, kindness. So, uncle, what are you doing? Why are you on social media? Dragging and posting and writing all these long epistles. For what? What are you trying to achieve? Anyway, let me just read it very quickly to you guys. This is what he had to say again. He said about how the child support was so high because they have a child. Apparently, it's two children. One of them has special needs. Okay? And then he said the one that really, really, I can't even say I'm disappointed at this uncle. Let me just leave it. Because when you know get sense, you know get sense. That's just it. He said that he is not a victim. That Obina is, what's his name? Ikenna is not a victim, but failed his son and daughter, now without their father. I just thank God I did not take my daughter and grandchildren with him in his madness. Which same person will do something like this, like unalive themselves over money? He is supposed to use to support the children. So why you unalive yourself over money that you are supposed to use to support your children? He was asked to pay child support, not alimony or spousal support, as my daughter is self-sufficient. Okay? May his soul rest in peace regardless. And then he said, my family will raise the children without him regardless. Oh my goodness. Where is the kindness in this? And guys, I'm not supporting if what they say he did, like he took the daughter and the children and was holding them and tried to unalive them. I'm not supporting that. It's a very desperate move. Okay? But again, the fact that we've seen many stories like this happen in the US, the fact that he didn't unalive, he could have unalived the daughter. He could have done it to the children before doing it himself. The fact that he didn't do it to those, so he left the woman alone. He could have done it before the police came. But can you hear what the father-in-law is saying? Can you hear? If you cannot, God forbid, is your own child, would you be saying this? Is this what a father-in-law should be saying? We are going to raise the children without you, regardless. This regardless. Let us be human first, oh. Ẹjọ́ torí Ọlọ́run. All I know is that, none of us know the nitty-gritty of what happened in this situation, right? We are not there. We are just going by what we are reading. However, I don't know anybody, any right thinking human being, a young man who has his whole life ahead of him. Do you know how long it takes to train for you to be a doctor and for you to get to the position of being a cardiologist and a consultant, according to what we are hearing? Do you know the amount of training that goes into it? So it doesn't sound to me like he's a young man that is irresponsible or that, he doesn't think things through. God will not allow us to go through situations that will push us to the edge. My prayer for you that you are listening to me tonight is that may Jehovah God not allow you to go through a situation that will push you through the edge, where over the edge that you will not see any value in you in life again. That okay, maybe if I could go on alive myself is better. It's a good prayer. I'll say amen, guys. And please give me a thumbs up. All I'm saying is that while we don't know the ins and outs of this story, please, let us be human. This is somebody's child. I don't know what happened in their marriage. Or their relationship. I don't know. However, when something like this happens, everybody loses. Okay, the children, the so-called children that they want to raise, they want to pay $15,000 a month. Would they not live now? Isn't that what I always tell you guys? But if anything happened to you, the children will live. It's true now. They say they were married. Jay is saying that they were married for 4 years. Okay, did they take his license? What happened? Anybody that knows the real story, please, I'd like to hear. Nobody wakes up and wants to unalive themselves. Something pushed him there. I don't know what his mental health. Look, if you've been through divorces are very, very hard in this part of the world. And that's really the conversation I want us to have tonight. Divorces are particularly very hard on men. And that's why I'm always encouraging brothers, please do everything you can to keep your home, to maintain your family, because now men, they lose pass for this part of the world. So in Africa, a place like Nigeria, if a marriage ends, the women most times don't go with anything. They will chase you out. They can even take your children. Most times they will take your children. But in this part of the world, now women, it's like the law. You know how we always say that the law is set up? It's not set up for us as Africans. It is set up for their people. And I think sometimes the white people or the Caucasians who live in this part of the world and own the land, they will take them in their stride. And that's why I use the example of that Man U coach. How many of you saw that story? Let me quickly bring it on before I start taking calls. How many of you saw the story of the Man U man? What's his name? That his divorce was trending a few days ago. I heard it on social media that the Man U SC coach Pep Guardiola. Did you hear about it? He's been married to his wife for 30 years. I'm just using a comparison here so that, because I really want us to talk about divorces in the West, whether they are really fair. That is what I want to talk about tonight. My heart deeply goes out to the family of Ikenna. Honestly, it's very, very heartbreaking that a young man feels like there's no way out for him and he has to do this. Is it Man City? Shayo, is it Man City or Man U? Okay, Man City. Thank you. I don't follow football. My heart really, really breaks. That's why young men don't want to get married anymore. Most young men now don't want to get married. You'll be telling them, won't you marry? They'll say, no, auntie, leave it. We don't want to marry. Too many lessons, Brabio. Too many. Good evening. Welcome. Please give us a thumbs up. This guy called Pip. Apparently, they say he got divorced. His wife was the one that was divorcing him. After 30 years of marriage, she said that, he wasn't always home. Football was number one and everything. And you know how much they say he paid the ex-wife? 126 million. $126 million. And a lot of properties and everything. This is, I think, is over half of his fortune or half of his fortune or something like that. So the point, the claim is that most of the money was made during their time of marriage. So let me just tell you something. If you like, buy a house, acquire anything in this part of the world, as long as you are married, now both of them are get them. It don't even matter whether you put her name, put her name. Men, if you didn't know, let me give you that gist today now. Once you are married, anything that you own within that marriage, now both of them get them. So some of them will go buy house and say, now let me get them. Now I know put my wife. No matter. May God don't let you divorce. Now both of them get them. So a lot of people were making videos about this situation. That is it fair? How can he lose most? Over like 70% of his, or 50 to 70% of his assets after 30 years of marriage. But this is how the system works in this part of the world. But for us, when we come from Africa, it is not something that is easy for us to swallow. So the way Oyibo they look am, if Oyibo married, if it's anything where they get for their marriage is joint. Now both of them get them. So for somebody like this Pip now, that money, he and his wife, even though the wife never, if you don't work one day, I don't know, maybe she worked, she didn't work. Oh. I'm trying to do the comparison. I don't know if you guys are getting my point. So that you can see. So to them, they get the money together. The court will not say, "Hey, Naim be the coach." I understand he was a footballer, professional footballer before he became a coach. So everything that he acquired is for both of them, and that's why divorce. They favor man for this part of the world, and that's why I'm always telling you, brothers, try your best to keep your home, because if she leave, you go lose. And many men we don't see where they say that they divorce. They go chase you come out for the house. They will still say make you they pay the mortgage of that house. A lot of black brothers, our African brothers, know they fit take them. Some they run. I don't see many men where they run from US to Nigeria because of child support. So when they get like 4 or 5 children, when they calculate the child support, they say, now go buy now they fine. They go pick race. They go escape. Because for that on US especially, they know they play. They think send you go jail because of child support. So how fair is this divorce process or child support in the West, especially in America? Is it fair? Make we look am well. Make we look am. Is it fair? Because again, before this guy Ikenna, he go reach that point. If you don't know person wey go through divorce, hey, child custody battle is the worst thing that can ever happen to anybody. I'm not praying for my enemy. I don't pray for it. Because at the end of the day, some people, some men in some cases, depending on the woman that you are dealing with, some of our sisters, they know they play. When you reach this matter, their heart, they strong like Pharaoh own. Their heart will be so hardened. That is the time they will not remember everything you did to them from the day you got married. So at the end of the day, in some cases I've heard, you'll be paying child support. Your family will be living in the house that you probably bought before you even got married. And then they will not allow you to come to that house. You cannot step foot on that house. And you cannot see your children. And you will still be paying. It's a lot. It's quite a lot for somebody to handle. What I'm trying to do, I'm trying to picture what was going on through Ikena's mind at that point. As I said, nobody go wake up, just say, I want to life myself. I don't like life again. So it's a lot to unpick. It's a lot. And you still see, and there are other cases that you still see that some women, they would have worked with the man, they will build everything, they made the money together, acquire everything together, but they will just pack their load and leave without even fighting for anything. There are women like that too. It depends. They will just take their children and that's it. They will not ask for anything. I know a lot of women that will even tell you, even in that US, that they did not take their husband to court for child support. So it just depends on the people involved. All I would say to anybody who is going through this process, please let us be kind. Make we be kind to one another. Don't use the pain, the hurt, and the unforgiveness of people advising you, deal with him, show him, the love for America favor you, show him. Don't use that. Always think about the love that you had for one another when you started. I'm not saying that you should go empty-handed, though. That the man should not stop. It is very, very good that we live in a society where men are held accountable, where they say, okay, you must support your children. Because for Nigeria, we are not there. It is good. But also, let us do it with kindness. Let us do it because some people, we know, exploit the system because it's in their advantage. So it just depends on the characters that are involved. Some people will walk away. Some people will exploit fully. We even don't hear of women. I don't know whether they're African women, but I've heard of some women in America that the only work where they do now to born children up and down. They keep having children. They keep having children up and down just because of child support. And people keep saying that child support is based on income. It's based on income. It has got nothing to do with gender. Yeah. It's based on income, but how would you like maybe 70% of your income to be taken away if it's based on income? No, if you are the woman that is paying the money, would you like 70% of your income to be taken away? That's why I'm saying that we should be kind. They cleaned out Halle Berry. Somebody said they cleaned out Halle Berry too. Oh, wow. Plum Brain said, child support depends on many factors. A man or a woman can pay depending on the many factors. Halle Berry is paying all her exes. Hey, whoa. That's another conversation again. Because she's richer, right? That's why she's paying. I think it's the person that has more money that always suffers. Okay. So let's just discuss. How fair is it? And what do you think about this father-in-law that is on social media doing all these things? Writing all these things at a very crucial in me. I see this period because this thing happened 24 hours ago or whatever. It's a very sensitive time. Should a father-in-law be on social media now trying to defend the daughter? Does it even matter? Who are you defending your daughter to now? Why? Is it important? Your daughter is not speaking. Are you the date social media? Why? Now that one even invest me pass for the whole matter. Now wow. It is well, oh. May God help us, oh. See, this money, they can't go heaven, no. They don't take it to heaven. It's only in this world that money is important. Now that, unfortunately, this incident happened now, are the children not going to be raised? What's going to happen now? Would they not grow? Would the woman not move on with her life? Would everybody not be okay? Now, by now, lose, though. So, my condolence to the family of Ikenna. It's really, really tragic. And I wish they had a way to resolve this that it didn't need to get to this point because it's not a good situation. Honestly, it breaks my heart. It really, really, really does. Because, men, most times they don't get ability to cope like women. Women, now make you see woman, they talking story of in waiting I put to ramen. You go, yeah, I used to standing because we use many things to cope. Men, because they know they express, most times they cannot even talk. Sometimes they don't even have faith. Where would they use faith? Prayers and going to church and things like that to support ourselves. So it's really hard. Especially when it comes to these issues, I beg. It's not good for you to start doing your gender bass boost. Let's be human. I beg. I take God beg now. Okay, I'm taking calls now. Brabio, welcome. How are you? Hello, unmute yourself. Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me take Mama R. I thought I saw Brabio in the studio. Mama R, you're the first in the studio.
Hello, Auntie. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I'm sorry that my kids are around, so there's a lot of background noise. So
Go
let me
ahead.
give you first hand
Mm-hmm.
something. I am Monica. I heard about this before I got on the blogs, but I wasn't
Okay.
sure. My mother called me to ask me, and I said, "No, I don't know, mommy. I'm not sure." So 1 minute background. This boy was based in Oregon, Portland, Oregon. I met him when I went for a wedding of close, they have a very tight knit Nigerian family in that Oregon. So I was a bridesmaid in that wedding, right? So, and I met this boy, I met the brother is, the life of the party and all that. I can't remember if this boy was, because this wedding was like maybe 11 years ago or something like that. So it was before I got married. So maybe like 11, 12 years ago or something. And I can't remember if it was in the wedding, but I think his brother was in the wedding. So he was a very quiet boy, but the brother was, lighting it up, just having fun. And then I met him again in one of the Igbo conventions, but he doesn't talk much. He's very quiet, just, stays on his own, but, very cool guy. So but they are very close to the wedding that I was a bridesmaid in, right? They're very close
Mm-hmm.
to them. So my mom called me on
Mm-hmm.
Thursday and said, he heard about somebody
Mm-hmm.
36-year-old died himself. Is it that this our friend that I went for the daughters that I was in the wedding? That she does the one. I said, no, mommy, I don't know. I don't know. I said, who with this person? I said, I don't know. But that, this our auntie is going to the burial. I said, are you Monica? I said, I don't know. I don't know. So my friend now sent me a picture. I shouted. I said, oh, this is what my mother was talking about. This is what
Mm-hmm.
my mom was talking about. So I called my mom. I was like, oh my God, I know these people. So is it that Francis, that Olori Buku kò ní dáa fún ọ̀dẹ̀ ní dáa fún ayé bọ́bọ́ yẹn Ọlọ́run bá gbọ́. What happened? What really happened? How this boy died? This boy died on Monday, right? Because my mother
Mm-hmm.
called me on Thursday to find out if I know somebody. I said, I don't know. So this
Mm-hmm.
boy went a couple of days before to go because this Yeye woman he had children with. And by the way, they're not married, right? They're not
Oh,
married.
so why are people saying that they were married for four
They are
years
not
then?
married. They are just, maybe they did traditional wedding, but they're not legally married, right? So, um, um, so he went 2 days before or so to go see the kids because the wife is living, whatever, baby mama is living apart and they have a living nanny. So
Yeah.
when he went to go see the kids, he says telling the children that I am leaving you. I'm going to miss you.
Oh
I'm going
wow.
to miss you. I am
Oh
so
wow.
sorry. I have to go. And the boy was crying. I have to go. I will not see
Oh
you
wow.
again. Immediately,
Oh my
the
God.
nanny called because the nanny called this boy's mother and say this boy is giving suicide, buying message. She doesn't like the boy
Jesus.
came and was crying. He told his children goodbye. So immediately the mother heard that. The mother immediately activated people to go to the boy's house. The mother was calling, begging the boy, don't do this. The police went there. Immediately they knocked on the boy's house. Boom, everything. Immediately the boy had the police. The boy
So the
ended
story
it.
that the father-in-law is sharing,
Oh,
pé
lórí
he took
burúkú
the
mà ni.
daughter.
Lórí
So it's
burúkú
not
mà ni.
true.
Kò ní dáa fún bọ̀bọ̀ yẹn. Kò ní dáa
Can
fún.
you imagine?
Immediately I saw it. I
Can
said,
you imagine?
who is
So
the
he came
father?
up with that story to
Olori
prove
Buru,
that
can't you see how he came
ah,
up with the story about the women he supposedly slept with? I used to see his story on my Facebook. I blocked him after that story about the women that he supposedly did some. I blocked it. I don't see his story again. So I thought that he had maybe. I was hoping that he had gone to the great beyond to go and meet his ancestors. I didn't know that he was still alive. So this story, this boy came to say bye bye to his children.
my goodness.
2 days or 3 days, a couple of days, day before. And the
And you have
nanny,
this on good authority.
because what do you mean? Not be me wait till you said, not be me wait till you said my mama called me. When did this thing get on a Linda KG blog? This thing got there
So
on
this man called Van Lar. came on social media and cooked up this story.
Olori
He had my
Buruku
daughter
man,
ransom.
I told you, my mother called me on, I
Oraye
think Wednesday.
parokasi.
Aye, koni
Can you see
dafun.
now?
Ko deni kure. That man, everybody can shake me. Today is Sunday. This, my mother called, I think I spoke to my mother last on Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday. I said, no, I had this before. My friend texted me this
I
thing.
cannot trust anything that comes out of that man's mouth. I knew it.
My friend, do you know I confirmed it? Because my friend texted me this picture. And I saw that it was posted on Linda Ikeji's blog 10 minutes ago or so. So I knew about this on Thursday, because that's when I talked to I knew about it, yes, on Thursday. My mom I said, don't you know this? I said, I don't know. I said, let me check my Igbo association group here. I said, there was
If
nobody.
he doesn't come up with that story so that he is whipping up sentiments and pity
The
for
whole
his
of
daughter.
Oregon now, because the Oregon community, this go on for the boy is from Oregon. They live in Oregon. The Oregon community now, they are in Atlanta. Everybody's crying. Sure, you get.
Oh.
They have a strong Oregon community, and I know that because, like I said, I was in the wedding. Sure, you get. So I was a bridesmaid. So the whole community is there, and everybody's crying. Sure, you get. So this boy, my mom told me this boy, the family, the father is a surgeon. I think the mother is a nurse.
Are the
So
parents in the US?
yes, I told you they're in Oregon. They were in Oregon. They were based in Oregon. I told you that they're in the wedding I was in. They are in a strong part of Oregon community, Nigerian Oregon community. The father is a surgeon. I think the mom is a nurse. The whole of Oregon community now has gone to Atlanta as I'm talking to you now, because the boy's burial is tomorrow.
Oh my show. What a waste.
So my mom was even saying, why did they keep having children when he did not marry? Anyway, I said, mommy, let's just leave it. Why did they keep having children when he don't marry? Whatever. I said, let's just leave it alone. But I'm telling you, this is what, because I like I said, I heard this story before it got on the blogs. And I was hoping to God that it wasn't real. Because my mom doesn't go. That's why she called me. She called me because she thought, that I know this. My daughter, we know this person now. I said, no, I don't know. When I said, Mom, where is the person? She said, Mommy, she said, I don't know. But I'm just asking you. You should know. I said, no, I don't know, Mommy. I don't know. So, let's just. I don't know what to say because, I don't even know how to call. I've been crying because I know this family. I don't know. I know them from a distance. And
it's people that know them that are talking. If you want to believe what the blogs are writing, that's fine.
That's what I'm saying.
It depends on where you want to believe. I think it's a more believable story, so it's okay
That's
if
what
you
I'm
want to believe
saying.
it. But this is somebody that knows them. He knows them to their house.
That's what I'm saying. Like I said, I heard about this story before it got on the blogs. This thing just got
You
on the
heard it on the
blogs
blogs
now.
today. And
That's
you
what I'm
already
saying.
heard by
I heard
Thursday.
it by Thursday.
So
That's why
now
my
people
mom.
saying that
That's what I'm
the
saying.
hostage thing is true. It's true.
Is which hostage? Which hostage in Torol? Which Olori Buruku hostage? Which hostage? I heard about it, but I was like, Mommy, do you have a picture? I said, no, she doesn't have a picture. But right now, this our family friend, bought ticket 1,300. You know how the Portland is in West Coast, and you're buying ticket to Atlanta. So you know that ticket is like 1,300. My auntie bought it. She was like, you know what? This is our family. She bought the ticket 1,300. The burial is tomorrow.
I believe you, Mama. You've never so you've never given us hope for here before. You've never given us a story that is not true. I believe you more than that a 70-year-old man. I believe you.
Because when my mom told me, I said, why was somebody? Because my mom was like, that she was crying because this person is the same age as our younger sister. Like, yes, this person is 1988. I said, yeah, the same age as our sister, yes, it's the same age. I said, how can somebody just do this? Mama said, yes. I said, somebody just took something and he just took something and just ended. She said, Mama said, yes, so that this our auntie is going there. She has bought ticket. She doesn't know what to do. She's calling around. Do I know? I said, let me check. I checked because this boy is in an association called UIU, Igbo Unite. I said, let me check UIU chat group. in
Mm,
Maryland. I checked it. I didn't see anything. I said, what they do?
mm,
Why is not? I said, this I didn't hear it. Oh.
mm. Thank you, Mama. Thank you so much. I
So
mean,
I'm sorry.
it's
I don't
heartbreaking.
know. I don't know what to say. But
Yeah, my condolence to everybody that's,
let's not
mm,
let's just be balanced, and
mm,
let's be kind. Let's
mm,
be kind. Nobody says you should not. If you want to do child custody something, right?
mm,
Let's be
mm.
balanced. And I'm hearing that this girl is actually an MP. Kemgbo, she's a
What's MP?
nursing practitioner. Even that is
Okay.
a higher than a nurse.
So she has her own money as well.
Benny,
Mm.
and please don't tell me you need 15,000. He said, and I have another no, another something. Olori burúkú ni baby here. Oh. Please don't tell me you need special needs because I have a special needs child. And please don't even tell me you need 15 guys. You will run me. Don't go
Yeah,
there,
you're
auntie.
telling me
Don't
not to
do
believe
that.
you, but I believe you
Don't tell them.
quickly. I shouldn't be too quick to believe.
Don't tell that when you $18,000. He run me. I'm living with one. Please, let's not go there. Okay, because this you say you need something. That was told that this girl went and signed this boy up for all the private care. When
Mm-hmm.
you can get insurance. You don't need private. You don't need private. Yeah, you can. With me, I'm not. I mean, I'm on. I'm using my insurance, right? But you don't need 15,000. You don't need
Mm.
15,000 a month unless there's one private school here in Maryland. I saw that their school fees is like $100,000 a year. I know that school is in Rockville, but guess what? You don't need, because around
It's
here
what you can afford now.
is what
Shebi is
you can
what you can
afford.
afford.
Is what you don't need. There are programs. There are she might not qualify for government. Like I don't qualify for government because of my income. But if you don't qualify, your insurance will cover care. I know this. Nobody should tell me about care for you say because I know it. Insurance covers, but you don't need up to 15,000. With your private insurance, it's a
Mm.
lie. You can get with private insurance, you can get care that your private insurance will cover. But you don't need to put that child in private special school. You don't need it. Irony. It's a lie. You don't need it.
I think so. I was saying before I started taking calls, Mama. Thank you so much. When I saw the story, I didn't even know the background, what happened, but my heart broke because all I see is a young man,
Yes.
and I saw so much potentials and so much hard work that he's put into his life to become who he is today.
Telling-
All that gone
I'm telling
because
you.
of
I'm
afera,
telling you. I'm telling you.
child custody. Come and get our court, dragging each other. That's all I saw.
That's
So
it.
I don't know why it is so difficult for people. I don't understand. The world that we live in today is I'm scared,
I'm
honestly.
telling you.
I'm really, really worried
I'm
about people's
worried.
mindsets.
I'm telling you.
Where you will see something so painful, and your mind will not be able to comprehend it. And all you can think about is the
Uh-huh.
okay, Shebi is
Uh-huh.
making money.
Uh-huh.
You start thinking about money, and then you start talking. You can't even think about the loss. You can't think about his parents. You can't think about
Shebi,
everything now that's
Shebi,
happened.
Shebi, let them pay the 15,000. I think he has money. Let him pay that 15,000. Shebi, he has money, right? Let him pay that 15. Now, where's the money going to come from now? Right? 15,000. When I don't listen, nobody should tell me anything about special needs. I'm living with one. Nobody should tell me anything about it. I know and I'm not on government support either. We are paying with our money. It's not 15,000 we are paying. Sure, you get 15,000 for Ken. That means you put him in this private school that I know here in Rockville that they are charging 100 grand. For
Exactly.
what?
Thank
For
you. Mama
what?
is talking about evidence. So how is evidence going to help anything? We are talking about evidence that was
Evidence.
provided in court. How
God
does
will
that
show
help
you
anything?
God will show you your own evidence.
No, that's not necessary. Thank you, Mama. That's not necessary. It's lessons that we look at here. Are we a court? What are we looking at evidence for? All we are looking at is learning. Are divorces in the West, are they fair on men? That's what I'm looking at tonight. And nobody can come here and accuse me of anything, because I'm here every day advocating for women, championing women's cases. However, it doesn't stop me from looking at it from the angle of how the system works. If we're talking about Nigeria, I can quickly tell you, the reason why a lot of women stay in domestic violence and very bad situation is because they know if they leave the marriage, they will lose out. There's no child support, there's no alimony, there's nothing. They'll probably take your children away. However, as extreme as it is in some families or in some cultures in Nigeria, it seems like it's the opposite in the US. It seems like the complete opposite, where men are usually so helpless. They are usually so helpless. It's like they feel like everything has been taken away from them. And we are mothers, oh, as far as you are a woman, and you are thinking this thing, you're only thinking about, oh, as a wife. Think about your children. You have sons. They are going to get married tomorrow. And that's why I say, let us talk about it from a point of view of how the system works. It seems like the scales of this, court. I don't know. Maybe some you people in the US are telling me, it is the person that has the money that usually suffers. I don't know. But I know that no person will just sleep and wake up and say, like Mama Ao told us, you now go and say goodbye to your children. I'm not going to see you again. It means he planned it. He knew what he was going to do. And it's something that leads somebody to that point. It's a very dangerous place for you to be in your mind when your mental health is so F up that you think that there's no way out. And that's why I always talk about people who live their life without, you live your life without religion, without faith, without having a connection with God. If you live your life without a connection with the Almighty God, anything can happen, no? Anything. Because the hopelessness that you feel when you are in situations like this, you will never see the light at the end of the tunnel. You will not. It's sad. Okay, Henry, you want to come into the studio? Okay, use the link in the comment section. Let me take more calls. We have a full house, so quickly, we're just gonna do it. Back, back, back. Brother Bill, okay, welcome. How are you?
I'm fine, Auntie B. Thank you very much. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, I can.
Thank you very much. Going by your statement, which is very true, it's more about the lessons, regardless of how and what's happened. I was lucky to catch this, but I joined this show a little bit late. I think you've already presented a version of that's available online, and that is not
Mm, mm,
important because, like you said, it's all about the lessons. Immediately I joined, the first thing that just came to my mind without even knowing it, looking at the topic, I was like, oh God, this should not
mm,
be the story of this guy, which I already know before
mhm,
now. Okay.
mhm,
I know it before now. And I heard it from the boy's family, the sister. So here is the thing, the lessons to learn. The lady that just called actually gave a more accurate account of the events that occurred. Okay,
mhm,
which is
mhm.
true. But the only part which is not even relevant was when the family went down there. I don't know if they went with police there, but they found the body lifeless. Okay, and
Hmm.
there was nothing like adoption or anything from anywhere. Definitely.
So you are
Um,
confirming Rabbi Okpe, he didn't
yes.
kidnap the daughter the way the man said it.
No. 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 That's
That's the
total
second person
BS.
that is confirming, no. So why would
That's
this
BS.
70-year-old man go on social media and go and post something like that?
That's BS now. That's BS. So, in fact, the family even went there because they didn't even know the guy has taken himself. That's just the truth. They went there because he was not responding, to communication calls and all that kind of stuff. Do you understand? So it's not as if they heard and they went there, or the boy told them that was going to buy itself. Do you understand? So they had to even break the door, forceful entry, if that
Oh
makes
my
sense.
God.
Do you
Oh my
understand? So it
God.
was a forceful entry.
Hmm.
So now we move to the lessons. Number one, let me
Mm,
start from that forceful entry. The lesson is this. Um, when people go through some certain situation, it is important that we mark them closely. Do you understand? You know, Regardless, because it's so sad. There's nobody that would see such a promising young man with a beautiful
Mm-hmm.
career, doing
Mm-hmm.
well with his age, and all that this time, and will not be deeply touched by this event. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, is for whatever it take is let's use the word allegedly now in terms of cause of death,
Mm.
even though we have conviction in our heart. Just like you said, we are not the court, we are not a detective, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
we have the
Mm-hmm.
conviction that he did this to himself, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
however, there is
Mm-hmm.
nothing people have not seen in this world. Do you understand? Uh-huh. In the sense that sometimes some things will sound convincing, but if they dig deeper, only God knows. You know what I'm trying to say? So, but let's just roll with the popular
Mm-hmm.
conviction because
Yeah.
at least we did not see him by himself. Do you understand what I'm saying? You
Mm.
know, and there are no information of maybe writing a
No,
note.
the way he quiet himself is not something that we are debating. Is the what led to it
No, no, no,
that we are
not
talking
you,
about?
not you. I'm just saying when I make
Mm-hmm.
my comment. Yeah. So yeah. So what led to it? We all, when things like this happen, everybody look at what led to what situation, what was the person going through in his life at the time. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I want to um really appreciate you because you've really been very, very fair not only on this topic, on other topics, whether male or female. I always say it, every man has a daughter or a sister or a mother. Every woman has a brother or husband or children. Do you understand? Male
Mm-hmm.
children. So
Mm-hmm.
we give opinions without gender bias.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so leading to this, like you said, there is always people who are greedy or that are wicked. They are like devil sent. You will never know until you have issues with them. Do you understand?
Of
Like,
course. Of course.
yes, and they are on both sides of the eye, whether male or female. So in this particular
Yep.
case, you can see that from what we are all hearing, the money that this guy was supposed to pay or allegedly asked to pay, for child support is something that really hits hard on him, and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't think this guy will be such irresponsible guy that will not be taking care of his children because the family have attest to that fact that is a responsible guy, loving guy, that definitely would definitely give his own children the best. Do you
Mm-hmm.
understand? So
Mm-hmm.
why would you, as a woman, because you have a child with somebody, you want to hit up that person's finances? That is a
Mm-hmm.
very bad thing to do. It's,
Mm-hmm.
it's not good. Now that is no more. Is she going to get any more money? No.
No. No.
So even if she was getting 1,000 before, it's better than nothing. Even if she was getting $100, better than nothing at this time. So
Mm-hmm.
this is an epidemic situation here in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Evidence of this. Do you know? Most people from Nigeria might not have seen it. This social media have the way it work. If you are in the US, it keeps populating news within your area or location. Very recently, there was a rumor going around, especially within the African American community,
Mm-hmm.
that Donald Trump, our new president, had made statement, which till today I don't think I have seen video of him, if it's true or false, addressing child support issue. So now, what is my point here? If you see the excitement from African American men, you know,
Mm-hmm.
all over the internet, Auntie B,
Mm-hmm.
I tire. I was like, man, people they hear am
I mean,
o.
Donald Trump don't cancel child support.
No, he said, according
When
to
I
them,
were
they said,
president.
yeah,
Oh
so
my
they said he
God.
was going to sign executive order that, why would women collect the child support, still collect tax return, still collect this on the child, that if a man pay, he should collect the tax return, something like that. Now, what are we saying here? We are not saying the story is true. Donald Trump either said it or not, but I'm saying the story hit up the conversation. You understand? And allow, when topic come where it really affect your area, and then you go to put matter. Do you
You go
understand?
jump up.
You go jump up. So the internet was there. So yes, you said it. You encourage people as a mother not to use the fact that you have a child with somebody, whether in a marriage or outside of marriage. Don't use it as an opportunity to hit back on
Mm.
the opposite side. Do you understand?
Unfortunately, when people are in pain, they don't see beyond their
That-
pain.
yeah, but
Mm.
this is the thing that happens to Auntie B. Some people are just again very wicked. That's just the truth. Some people can be love real, but now when you correct with them, you go really
Hold
know
on,
how wicked.
hold
You-
on, Brabio. Let
Go
me bring
ahead.
Henry in. I think he knows something. Henry, you're in the
Ye-
studio. Unmute yourself. Hi.
Okay, how do I unmute my? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you now. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, very good. So, can I ask where are you? Where you're located?
I'm in the UK.
You're in the UK. Okay, I'm in US. I'm in Maryland. This thing happened a few days ago in Maryland, so I can give you enough information without everybody saying hearsay, this or that. First things first. Let us get it straight. The girl herself is mad loaded. She doesn't need the money. Let's get that point clear. So everybody's saying
Mm-hmm.
that the girl did this or did that. She does not need the money. She's a nurse practitioner. She probably makes about 300 to 400K a year. So the money is not her
Mm-hmm.
motivation. Let us all get that clear.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm in
Okay.
Maryland and you can vet me. And secondly, I have more information which I would like the family to give out instead of us just giving out. The question we have to ask ourselves is why would that guy making about 500K, potentially up to $1 million a year, kill himself? There has to be a reason behind it. But if everybody's saying that the girl is motivated by money, that's factually wrong.
We use
Let us
spy. We use spy here. Mm.
you don't
Because
okay,
of the
don't okay. So
passport.
the guy don't buy, get reason why he buy himself because he get another reason why he buy himself. He for go that far to
Mm-hmm.
buy himself. The girl know they chase money. She don't need the guy money. Penny she don't need from him. On
The
her own,
15,000 that we
is not
had, is
the
that
15.
correct?
Yes, correct. But the 15,000 what you're talking about is for child support, not alimony. There's a big
Yes.
difference between alimony and child support. It's
Yeah.
apples and oranges. Child support means because you have an autistic child, that child needs a lot of care. So
Mm-hmm.
even the 15,000 to me is not enough for that boy's care. And if I'm married, I'm in Maryland, and I'm in a situation where um if it were me, I'll give more than 15,000. It's not enough because of the autistic child, and the money
Mm-hmm.
is not going into her pocket, which is what everybody thinks. Oh, 15,000 is not a lot of money.
What does
Maryland
the
is a
child need that costs 15,000 in a
so
month?
so he's autistic, right? And if you
Mm-hmm.
had an autistic child, you understand with the care alone, he's not autistic can
Somebody
be
who
of
has,
different.
I'm not debating what you're saying, no,
Uh,
but
so
somebody
so
who has
if
an
if a
autistic
child, it
child,
depends on
Prof,
it depends on the level of
earlier.
autism you have. Don't forget
Uh-huh.
about what they are saying. It depends on the level of autism you have. Even my daycare with my kids cost me a lot of money. I'm not here to. That's not a lot of money. 15,000 a month sounds like a lot, but it's not a lot for Maryland. At least for Maryland where I live in. So if you had an autistic child, easily you could spend as much as 10K a month taking care of that child, and nothing goes into her pocket. She wasn't doing it for money. He didn't kill himself because he only lost a lawsuit. Even if he had custody of the children, he'll be spending more than 15,000 a month on those
So what
children.
happened then?
I'm not going to disclose what happened, but eventually the gist will come out. But there's
Just
another
So
just
side
what
to
one
the
led to
story.
the
question. Just
details
one
of
question, TV,
Ask me any
for my
question. Ask
brother.
me any question. Ask me any
Yes,
question.
my brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much. I really appreciate you. Thank you. The only question I want to ask you, this child support that you are talking about, that the girl, because you sound more like the girl don't need it, the girl is doing well for
She
herself,
does not need it.
this
She
and
does
that.
not need
I
it.
know. Hold on now. If she, who did she not take him to court for child support?
Even if somebody takes
No,
you to
I'm
court,
just
I don't
asking
okay.
because if I don't need something, I won't
No,
take you to court.
no, 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 no. Listen, now, let me answer the question clearly. So
Okay.
it's all about custody. If the doctor, if the cardiologist doesn't want to pay, he'll say, "I'll take custody," and he doesn't have to pay. If you take custody, you just assume. So if she chased him for alimony is where that one will go into her pocket. That's cost of living, how she lived before they got married. I don't think they ever got married, but how she lived, he has to pay for that. But the best way to fight child support is just simply say, I'm going to take over custody of the kids. Then they're not going to give her a penny. So she just was taking care of the kids, and because he had a better job and he
So,
doesn't have the time. Go ahead.
so you called in Henry because you said you wanted to give us information. You ended
Eh,
up not giving us any
I'm
information.
giving you information that it wasn't about the money. That's the point I'm
What is it
making to
Auntie
you.
about then?
B, Auntie B,
She,
wait now.
the child support money. I'm correlating the 15,000, which everybody's making a big deal about. Everybody's shouting 15,000, 15,000.
No, you,
15,000
Oga,
has
you are
nothing.
confusing us. Hold on one moment, please, sir. Let me say this, please, with an open mind. Here is the thing. When we make statement, we make it and we stand by it. We are learning from you now, okay? Because you say you know better in this situation, you're in Maryland and all that. If you are telling us here that the girl does not need that money, right? And I'm telling you that if the girl does not need the money, because we have seen cases where
Don't
a
talk
man,
about
hold on
other
now, a
cases.
man
Talk
has
about this case. Talk about this case. Don't talk
this
about
case.
other
That's what
cases.
I'm
Let's talk
saying
about.
now. Okay,
I
in
can
this
send you.
case, is it not possible for, hold on now?
I can send you the court order. If you send me a WhatsApp, I'll send you the court order
It's not
right
about,
now.
I'm not doubting the court order. Please listen to what I just asked. What I'm asking you is based on the way you present this girl first. You are saying that the lady does not
Doesn't need the
need the money. So I'm telling
Correct.
you now
That
then
is
that
correct. That is
according to
then
the
what
correct.
law,
happened? Hold
if
on,
she does
thank
not need
you.
the money, why did she fight for it? Why did she
Because
request it?
again, I'm going to answer the question a third time. They have a special needs child. Even if the guy does not want to pay, assuming both of you are in a relationship and you don't want to pay child support is not forced on anybody. If I say I'm going to take custody of my children, I don't need to pay my ex-wife child support. I'm still very happily married, by the way. But if I was in this situation, I'll just simply say, oh, guys, give me. It's actually the woman doing the heavy lifting. The guy is not doing anything because the 15,000 is easy for him to pay. I'll take that deal any day. I won't give them 20,000 a month. That's nothing for the
Do you
income he's making.
do
It's
you know the
nothing.
guy? Let me ask you, Henry. Do you know the guy?
I said I lived in Maryland, so I know everybody. I've lived in Maryland for 30 years. I'm not just telling you what everybody knows me in Maryland. I know if people hear my voice, they'll know who I am. I'm not telling you based on guesswork. I'm telling you that 15,000 a month is child support, not alimony. Child support means that the money goes to the
I know,
child's
no,
Who
needs, the
said it's
respectfully.
children's
early
needs,
We
money
know
and
that.
therefore, and
before?
listen now, listen, please
We
listen.
know that.
The child
We know
support,
that.
the 15,000 a month is not enough to take care of those kids right this moment. It's not a lot
Okay.
of money. It sounds like a lot, but it's not a lot. So people should stop
Okay.
attributing the 15,000 like it's a lot of money.
No,
For
no, no,
based on
no,
his
no.
income, based on
That's
his
all.
You
income,
That's all
if
right.
you
if he didn't
came,
want,
no, no, no,
Let's
no. You
leave it.
can't say you can't generalize everybody. Okay.
I'm using
Let's
this thing, I'm using this example because his income and the $15,000 is appropriate, and because he has a special needs child, the $15,000 a month is not even enough, will not even be enough. I don't know them personally. I'm not taking sides, but I'm just giving you a general
mm.
overview saying that the 15,000 based on her income and his
So
income,
if it
they
was
will
you,
need
you will
more
pay the
money every month
15,000.
to take
You
care of
pay
those
more.
children.
That's what you
Yes.
said. That if it's you,
So
you
And
pay
what you
because
are
more.
trying to,
and listen, this is very important. This is
you
very
always
important
say
point.
listen.
Hang on,
People
I
like
just want to
you,
make one.
you'll be listen. You
I
keep
want to
talking
make one
and
last
you
point.
don't want people to ask
I want to make.
questions.
Wait,
Hold on,
now I want to make.
Rabio.
I'm going to hang up
Rabio,
and
hold
listen.
on. I want to ask him one
I
question.
want to make one last point. If you have, I've read the court order and I have it, I can forward it to you.
Mm.
The court considered all of this, and if you send me your WhatsApp, I'll send you the court order so you can read it. I read it completely yesterday. It wasn't a biased case at all. It is a very fair case. So everybody's saying that, oh, the lady is a gold digger and all that. It's not the case. The court
Nobody's
looked at
called
both
I go
sides.
go
Yeah,
digger.
but
No, no, no,
everybody's
no, no.
keeping this
You're
image like
adding
America,
You're adding
Nigerian
to it
women
now.
in America are fleecing
No,
men.
no, no.
Not
Hold
all the
on, Henry.
time.
Henry, hold on. Now you're adding to it. Don't put words in our mouth, please. Nobody called that a gold digger. What I'm saying is that the fact we talked about the father, how the father came and made all these posts on social media. So I just want to clarify how many children do they have?
They have two kids. The
And were they
son is the one.
married? Do you know if they were married?
No, I don't think they were married. I think they called off the wedding. The wedding was
Okay.
supposed to be in
All right.
2020. They sent out invitations, and I think it was called off. It didn't happen. It never happened. That it was
Okay.
supposed to
All
be in
right.
2020, and it never happened. That's the best of my knowledge. Now, fast forward to where we are right now. Something happened beyond what we all know. That
And you don't want to
I
tell us,
cannot. I'm going
so
to
you don't
respect.
want
I'm going to
to tell us.
respect both sides. I don't want to be biased. I'm going to respect both sides. But my
Okay, that's
only
all right.
point I'm trying to make, why I called in, is that the $15,000 I was making, it's actually not enough to take care of those kids every month. Right, this as we are speaking,
Okay.
because the child is a special needs child. I'll go off the call, and you guys can continue your debate.
All right. Thank you very much, Henry. Thanks for calling to share your opinion. But I would have preferred you told us what you know, because you
Yeah,
called in
yeah.
to tell us, but you ended up not telling us. You are
Uh,
telling us what we know already. But it's okay.
Auntie,
That's
Auntie
fine.
B, thank you very much. Again, I thank you. The caller that just left,
Mm,
even though he claimed to have so many informations and all that, I
mm.
thank you were able to address it, that instead of lying on us, because you see, this is what happened on social media. People don't just
He said they
listen.
are calling
Nobody
Agodi, and
here,
nobody called go digger.
nobody said it was alimony,
Mhm.
wanting. Nobody
I
claimed
mean, we're
that
educated
the
people. We know
get,
the difference between alimony and child
you
support.
know.
Come on. What are you
You
telling
just
me?
come
Oh,
here and you have seen people talking, you are addressing us as if we don't know the difference between alimony. One
somebody
thing I
knows
can,
something.
one,
Let Catch wants to say something, Brad Bo. He said she kept telling me in the comment section, whether it's a he or she, I don't know, that she's not a nurse practitioner now. She makes 200,000. Catch, unmute yourself. What do you know about this situation? Hello, Cash. Can you hear
many of their
me?
family members they call now with the listing.
James, unmute yourself. Hi, darling. Welcome. Oh my God, your audio is not good. It's wrong. Your audio is not good, Catch. Are you using a Bluetooth? You need to fix your audio. We can't hear you. Okay, I'm gonna have to bring you back. No, 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 no. We
Yeah, we
can't
like
hear
to
you.
hear from
Sorry.
her. We like to hear from her, Auntie
Yeah,
B.
but your
Drop her and she will
your
come
audio is
back.
very bad. Yeah, it's
Please,
very bad.
Cash, come back. We want to hear from you. Auntie B, brothers and sisters will start
Mm.
calling now. You know why they tell you? You will see somebody we call for or against. They understand me. Somebody can call in, even a family member,
It
and
doesn't
say, I don't even
necessarily
know.
have to be. So
You
I don't
know,
know. People will always want to take sides, but
yeah, want to
what
take
Henry was
side.
saying, yeah, I saw
Yeah.
some what Henry was saying, yeah, it was saying something about how why you're on a lifetime service deeper. It's not about the money. That he can easily pay the money. But we keep talking about money. But somebody in the comment section, I don't know who it was, that was saying, we as Africans, our emphasis and focus is always about money. However, you don't know what is going on in this guy's mind. You don't know how he feels he's been treated. You don't know where his mindset is, his mental health. You don't know what's going on there. Mm? So I don't really know. But Kechi is saying that all this loaded that Henry was saying, that she knows that is not true. That she's making $200,000 a year. She's not a nurse practitioner, as people are saying. I'm seeing her comment in the private chat. I don't know. Sometimes when you have a StreamYard, um, she was loaded on his money. That's what Kesh is saying. Uh, Kesh says she was loaded in his money. It's like she knows a lot, though. Let me try and
Oh,
bring her in.
Lord.
Kesh, unmute yourself, please. We are not there at the end of the day, but it's a sad situation. Really, really sad. Blessing, you want to
But
say
at the end of the
something?
day, what me I will not take from anybody is to come and insult somebody who has gone. Do you understand? That's just
Let's
me.
live with empathy. That's what I've been saying.
Let's be empathetic, because the reason I'm saying it, I really wanted to hear from that last caller, but it sounded more like, I'm not going to lie, it sounded more like somebody who did not really feel any remorse for this guy.
No, he
That is
didn't.
me.
No, he didn't. I didn't see
That's my opinion.
any empathy. He
He
was saying
didn't
that
feel
you
any
could have paid the
empathy.
money. You could have paid the
And I
money. If you
wasn't
see
going
how
to stay here and just be listening to that. And people are saying, Bill, leave it. Somebody is saying some things that is dehumanizing somebody who has gone without empathy, and you are not giving us the facts to portray your point. You say you are leaving it for the family, but you just come here and you say the court paper say he can pay the money. He can pay the money. That's not
leave that one.
his problem.
Let's take more callers. We have a lot of callers.
Oh,
Blessing.
of course. I'm waiting for you anytime you have somebody. I'm not even, I
Blessing.
thought you were
Hello,
waiting
darling.
for.
Can you hear me? Hi. Yes, my
Hi.
dear. Welcome. Long
Yes,
time. How are
I
you?
know longest time. When
Mhm.
it comes to a call like this, I really want to say something.
Go ahead.
So, from what Bo is saying now, Bo is kind of want to take a stand, which all of us we do at a point. But what I want to say here is that I had a very close friend, which is a doctor. I'm not gonna put a description. He's a doctor. Same thing like this happened, but he did not by himself. But he
Thank God.
died. He
Thank
died.
God. Oh,
And
he
if I
did.
have, yes, he did. If I have to, like, I have conversations on my phone. If I have to tell you that I saw this, it looked like it reminded me like it happened yesterday. And when I heard that this guy is no more, like the hospital called me, my dear, it was, if I have to say something, what
Mm.
I would say is that Nigerian marriage in United States,
Mm-hmm.
like the ladies and the men, they need to go and have some kind of mental re-evaluation or evaluation before even getting married, to be
Right.
honest.
Right.
Because when you look at it, this guy is making a lot of money. He
Right.
actually paying the government after the whole thing, because me working in a mental in a hospital, it's not a joke. It's not a joke. So even if we have all this money, we making money every time and all of this thing, when you are asked to pay, it does not feel right. It does not feel right, because you are not even supposed to pay to take care of your children. You're supposed to do it
Take care of children.
willingly.
Yes.
Willingly. Nobody's supposed to say pay 15,000, pay 10,000, pay. So it's not the paying is the problem. The
Mm-hmm.
problem is the mind. You have to do all of these things with this person, and then now you are subjected to pay. So
Mm-hmm.
because we come from a culture that this is not normal, even if we are trained here, have
Yeah.
all this education system, it still
Mm.
don't make sense to us.
It feels like it's punitive, like they're
Yes,
punishing you.
is yes. The man I'm telling you is paying the government almost 600,000 every year back, but then he's asked to pay. His own was like 20,000.
And they said that the court case for this particular one, this case of Ikenna, that they've dragged the case in court, so he will have a lot of legal fees to pay. Maybe he has student loan. I don't know. When
Yes, because
the
he
other caller
is.
Henry was saying that he's loaded, you don't know where people's money go.
No,
Sometimes
you
people
don't.
earn a lot of money, but you
And
don't know. There's a lot of
and the
places it
and the
goes
and
to.
the honest truth is that we don't consider their emotions and their mental status, even while in the court system. That's
Right.
why sometimes when people are going through divorce in court, they're supposed to check their mental system, like check
Mm-hmm.
their brain if these people are actually okay, because
Yeah.
they can go home and decide to buy themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They will
Mm-hmm.
decide, you know what, I'm not going to give you this money, come and drag it. They will take something and they will not be here anymore. So
Absolutely.
it's not the paying is the problem. It's
Mm-hmm.
why am I even supposed to do it? Doesn't feel well. Like
Mm-hmm.
I said, I went through my own situation. I have not have that, to come over here to say, but I saw it. My kids dad was not looking okay. If I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling you this, you think it's not looking okay. It's
Mm-hmm.
not even that is that much to pay, but for the fact that you are asked to pay,
Mm-hmm.
does not sit well with him. I
Mm-hmm.
saw it and I said, no, I want to have you alive instead of paying me this nonsense. I want
Mm-hmm.
to have you alive. Nothing
Wow.
happened to me. Yes, it might be very hard. If I tell you that taking care of the kids is good, it's easy, I am lying to you.
Right.
It's the hardest and most thing that will take your mind.
Right.
And that's why when you look at it, the government is saying pay this. It's not like it's worth it. But a woman, look, there is nothing else she's gonna hang and hold for. So
Hmm.
she's holding all this, this money that is coming every month. But does that money equate the emotions, the mental, that the struggles that a family has to go through? It does not.
Hmm.
Like in any matter or any shame, it does
Hmm.
not. But someone that is into that situation, it's not okay to start thinking this thing we are thinking, because we are not him. He's
Right.
not okay to think it. So I feel like there should be some kind of empathy in the court system. If they're
Yes.
doing something like this,
I
they
don't
should
think there's
consider.
empathy, and I think it's as much as I support as a woman. Definitely, when a woman is going through divorce or when a couple are divorcing, men should, because the women usually end up with the children. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you've been through that process, so you know. We know
Of
that
course.
you've
Of
had your
course.
own, you had your own challenges, blessing. So we know most times, the children will end up. So fathers, I always encourage. That's why, if you guys, those of you have been here, know a man like one mommy, I'm always on him. Are you sending money to your kids?
Mm-hmm.
Take care of your children. Some men will not do it without being forced. So the West has a
Exactly.
system where they force men. Some men, you don't need to force them because they are loving and
Yes. Yes.
the relationship with their children is so important. Without the court even doing anything, they will pay. Some women
Exactly.
will drag you to the court and take the last penny. They will use the court system to punish you.
Exactly.
Some women will walk away. If you like, give. If you like, don't give. So it just depends on the
May
Yeah,
individuals
the good
that's
Lord
that's that's what
bless
happened
two
to
of
that
you,
man I'm
madam.
saying. The
Mm.
wife dragged him. This guy left a house that is almost 2 million. Start living
Yes.
in 2 bedroom.
Thank
And
you.
if and I'm
I know
talking to
somebody
him
that
and I
left his
see
house.
and
I
I
know so many
see
people in
him.
the UK here
Mhm.
that left their houses that they bought before they got married,
Exactly. So
and the wife is
I'm
living
talking
there
at this
now.
guy and I see that
And they are, some of them, if you see the kind of accommodation, it's not easy.
yes,
Oh,
he
let's take
was
it
living
easy.
with only his
Mm,
cat. Only his cat.
yeah,
And
it's not easy. It's not
if he
easy.
wants to see his daughter, that was about 2 years, 3 years as of that
Yeah,
time,
Henry,
he
please
has
don't
to
call
get a
back.
police to see
You
his
don't
daughter.
have
That's
empathy.
a
Please don't
What
call
is he
back. I don't
calling
want you
back
to call
for?
back.
If he
yeah,
come
No,
that's
back here,
enough.
if he
Is
come back
enough to
here,
kill this man.
no, don't
Sorry, it's
call
may
back.
enough
God,
to bite
madam, may
this
God
man.
bless you very much for
You
your
know.
Don't call
contribution.
So
back.
I want to specially
at the
appreciate
end
you,
of the day,
madam.
he passed on. The court, of course, has to give that house to this person. This man have G wagon, he have so much, and what make me sad, because I went to the burial. And I was right there speaking
Right.
to the wife. I said, now, if you have to turn the clock back now, what are you gonna say? Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You're absolutely gonna say nothing because at the end of all these things, you deny these children their father. I don't care what somebody
Yeah.
else says.
Can
Yes,
the
it's
money
not
replace, can
paying.
the house replace the love of a father or the
No,
love of a parent?
no.
Thank
It
you.
cannot. Thank you,
You know,
blessing.
Auntie
Let me
B,
quickly take
Auntie B,
catch. Maybe
there is,
her audio will be good now. Mhm.
yeah, Auntie B, you
Go
know,
ahead.
there
Finish your
is,
thoughts. Mhm.
Auntie B, you know, there is the father that doesn't pay. I understand that. But then you cannot drag him to do that. But then being alive is enough. It's enough.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And that's coming from a woman that has been divorced. So she knows what she's saying.
Yes.
Thank you very
And
much.
she gave
God will
good
bless you
example
because you
using
retain your
herself.
kindness.
God will
You
bless
retain
her.
your kindness. You retain that good sense
Yes.
as a human being. And
Yes.
I mean, the way we allow the bitterness of relationship to
Ah,
consume us sometimes, especially women, I'm not even
it's
going to
too
lie.
bad.
Some women, the kind of bitterness we allow to consume us when we are going through these things. I'm not talking about
Yes.
this Ikena's baby mama. Oh. I'm
Even
just
in this
talking
case,
generally.
if she don't need the money, why she cannot go court according to collar?
Auntie B, Auntie
My
B,
dear. Uh-huh.
maybe this is
Catch.
like yeah. I
Go
just I
ahead.
have to say
After you,
something.
Bala said she worked in the same hospital with Ikenna. So,
I have to say something because there are a lot of stories. People are putting out stories. I'm very close to the family, so I'm not going to say too much. But I just want to address a few things. Because first of all, if you haven't done anything, you won't have a need to defend yourself. That's number one. Number two, if there is a hostage case, this is United States, there can be a hostage case without a police report. By now, it would have been frontline,
so you
breaking
are the
news in
third person
Maryland.
confirming it that there was no
So there
hostage
was
case.
no hostage. As a
Why will
matter of
Mr.
fact,
Van Laar come up with
as
hostage
a matter
case?
of fact,
Why?
he was found in his house, okay, on the floor. That was where there was no hostage. First of all, anywhere, anybody that's in the US knows that if there was a hostage case, the front news in any state that it is, by now, it would have been on the news. You would have heard it. Everybody would have heard it, especially since the news is going around. That's number one. Number two, Harry came here and was talking about she does not need the money, she's loaded. You are a mother, I'm a mother. If you don't need the money, if you're loaded, your first priority is your child, whether you are giving money or you're not giving money. Person when they chase money and person when don't get money. Someone that has money
Thank
does
you.
not chase money around. He was going to court. He kept appealing so he can see his children. And he was being told because of his schedule, he's not qualified. He's not
That is
qualified
the
to be a
part we need to
father.
talk about. When
He
again
was he was
you
appealing to
deprive one
see his
parent.
children. So when people come here and talk nonsense, it vex me. I don't want. I shouldn't even be on this call, but I just want to correct a few things because when people say, "Eh, she's loaded, she's loaded," okay, fine. A PA is equivalent, but
Loaded fire.
go and Google the earning, average earning of a PA and an MP, because an MP, not practitioner, makes way more than a PA. Check that first before you say something, because I know people are here saying, "Hey, it's the same thing." It's not the same. I'm a physician, so I could tell you that it's not the same. Secondly, there are no cardiologists, especially one that just started working not too long ago, that is making $500,000 a year. Again, these are public records. You can check them.
God bless you.
There are no
God
cardiologists,
bless you.
especially one that just started working a few years ago. He had to do residency, then do a fellowship before he became a cardiologist. He's only 36. So please, where is the $500,000 coming from?
That
So
call life,
when
I
we're
catch
sitting
her.
here
If I catch
and
that
blowing
caller,
up about how money is flowing like
Rabio,
water, like money is flowing
let
like
man
water,
talk.
this person has student loans. This person has student loans to pay too. So when we're here talking about as though he has, so after all that, all you did is even allowed to marry another wife and raise another children. Let me say the last part I will say. This is what wickedness causes. No matter what the situation you're going through with your partner, remember that your partner is your children's parent, other parents. Because I can give you a hundred thousand every month, and I don't. And if I'm not in those children's life, I'm still a deadbeat. I can give you 100,000 a month. If I'm still not present in those children's life, I am still a deadbeat. The whole point is to have a. How can you be paying so much for children that you only get to see twice a month? Twice a month. Which one of us would be okay with that situation? Okay,
Marshall.
Papa and Mama, you're vexing. Wait till carry you enter the matter. People that usually the people that get caught up in this thing are the parents that actually care. Is that parent that actually care about seeing their children? That's the ones that end up getting the brunt of this. I said I don't want
Yes.
to say too much,
And the ones
but I
that
just
feel they are the ones that feel affected the most when they
they're
are
the ones that feel
deprived.
affected the
You don't allow
most
them to see their children and you want to
because
collect child support.
all the talks, he was paying the money and it was not always 15K. Because every time you appeal, money go increase. Every time you appeal, money go increase. Again, the only thing I will give Henry is that there is more to the story. But to say that, why are you going around? Why are you making up story? Why are you campaigning? On, when the debt has not even gone into the ground,
Yes,
if you haven't
yes,
done anything wrong,
yes. That
why will you be
father-in-law,
campaigning?
that father-in-law.
Henry,
Hi.
if I
It's not
catch
just the
you,
father-in-law.
Henry,
Auntie B,
if
it's
I
not just
catch
the
you,
father-in-law. It's not just the father-in-law. There are many of them out there as though that the rest of us are blind. Why are you sending people? Why are you calling to say you're part of the story when the dead has not even been buried? This is your father's children.
Madam, God bless you. No
So,
be
It
daughter
still
me
really
marry.
affects you.
Auntie
I
B,
can
any
see.
The
story
lie
you hear
say
here,
the daughter of
remember there
them.
is two sides to it. Remember there are two sides to every story because the people that are coming out here, jumping on, going on social media and talking nonsense, that they know where they're coming from. But God will judge all of us. So, let God judge. This did not start today. And they were not married. They were supposed to get married. I'll give Henry this one too. They were supposed to get married during COVID. COVID happened. After COVID, marriage was cancelled.
Yeah.
So they were not married.
Mm.
Okay, so there's this campaign on someone that just died, a young man, a 36-year-old man that just passed away. Come on,
Bele.
can we
I
have
can see
some
how
sympathy?
this thing
Can
really
we just
affects you,
can
Catch.
we have human
Yeah.
sympathy? Can we
No, there's no
empathize with each
sympathy.
other?
No, there's no sympathy. Oh.
People are here making up story, blowing up
There's no
500,000,
sympathy.
200,000. Now somebody they
Eh,
rain. Now so
it's
because
touching
we don't
now.
visit America, be now somebody they rain. Which
Just
cardiologist is
calling.
making?
They
Which
talk
cardiologist to
rubbish.
talk of one that just started working is making $500,000?
Eh,
How
no be
much
daughter
does his
me
daughter make?
marry.
How much does his
Oh, may
daughter
God
make?
punish that guy.
Auntie
Auntie
B,
B, when
I'm done
yeah, when
Sorry.
talking.
she's ready, I will talk.
Okay. Catch, I'm really, really, I see that you are deeply affected by this. Yeah. And my heart goes out to the family. That's what I said. I was literally fighting people on Linda Ikeji today. And me that never go on the blogs. I just read and walk pass. Because I can see all the stupid comment people were making under the father's post. I'm like, are we human? This young man Can you guys have a heart? All you can think about is that as if somebody was fighting me because it's an Ambra. He said, this is an Ambra man. This is what they do. All the quiet ones, they are very wicked. I say,
Auntie
are
B,
you not?
this guy is so quiet. As in, if you come to him and shout, he will walk away from you. Ikenna is so, Ike is so quiet. I'm talking about, if your ears are too loud, he'll walk away. Anybody
I'm
that
not
truly know him,
sure.
anybody, what I mean, this person is so quiet because he oh God. Anyways, Auntie B,
Bele,
yeah.
I'm so sorry, dear. I'm really,
I
really
just wanted to
sorry.
make sure that you know that there are two sides to the story, and there's a campaign going around right now.
Yeah,
It's unfortunate,
right.
but let us all remember that we are, if you're not parents yet, I pray that you'll be a parent if you wish to be. How would you,
Yeah, yeah. That is
what
where
would
our
you
focus
want?
will be. That you
What
will
would
raise
you
the
want
child to
if
this
this is your
level.
son?
Ah,
Because this is somebody's son. This
Omasho.
is, and people keep saying,
Ah,
Nigerian men that came from Nigeria. This boy was raised in Portland, grew up, went to school in Atlanta, and did residency in Maryland. Somebody should come and tell. So
yeah.
when they keep talking about people that came from Nigeria, knowing Americans, what's the American system? All of us grew up here. What do you mean?
Bele, catch. I'm really, really sorry.
Please,
I am.
yeah.
Honestly, I can
Just
see how, I mean, I'm so sorry. It's
people can
very
believe what they believe.
painful.
I'm not against a man
Mm,
paying child support for a child. If you have children, you must support your children. But if you
yeah.
live in that house, I have 4 children in a house. I live with my husband. I am not spending $15,000 a month on my kids. And if you say you're spending it, I want to see you. And yes, I'm not on any assistance or any support. My income will
Mm.
not afford me to spend on it, but I don't spend 15K on my kids a month. If you do that, please come and tell us, because there's something else you're doing. Child with disability.
Can I please talk when she's
Yes,
done?
thank you. Yeah, she's done now. Thank you, Ketch. Yeah, thank you so much for your contribution. Unfortunately, I have to move on because we have a lot of people still waiting to talk. Oh, hi, Bola. Is that you?
Yes, it's me.
Hi, sweetie. You say you work in the same hospital in America
Yes,
there.
yes,
Okay,
yes,
tell
yes,
us, what do
yes.
you know
Yeah.
about Kenna?
Actually, now they took his name off the Bao website that they always put everybody's in. Just let's just be fair, like you've been campaigning, that there's always two sides to the story. Okay,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and like the person that says, I'm just gonna trying to clear some things.
Mm-hmm.
The things that we are not talking about, I think everybody's so hung up on the money. The things
Yeah.
that we are not talking about is the mental health that goes
Mm-hmm.
on when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to the divorce.
Right.
Like she said, he got out of the residency, he just started working, and
So
don't
he's
forget,
new
yes,
into this cardiology
cardiology,
field.
yes, it was internal medicine and
So he's
cardiology,
not earning
yes.
the 500,000 that Henry said he's earning.
It's not 500,000. And when he says that the lady make 200,000, I am a nurse practitioner and she's a PA actually. And let me put it in perspective: the nurse practitioner and PA, when she said they are no, they are most, it depends on the hospital. Sometimes they can make the same, sometimes they can make the same amount of money. Our job is a little bit different, in sense that we went to different school, but sometimes our roles is interchangeable. So we work hand in hand with the doctors. We prescribe just like the doctor as well. The only thing that is different is the surgery part. We kind of work in outpatient. Uh, Sometimes the doctor work as in the surgery, and then we deal with the outpatient um, patients. So that's the reason why I kind of know both of them. Okay, like I cannot disclose too much. She's not loaded. People say, but she's making money. Okay, she's making 6 figures as well, but not as much as Ikena.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but we need to discuss. Like I did have another, like I said earlier, I did have another orthopedics that just is a young guy as well in his 40, and it just, what do you say we should call it, it just kapa is himself as well,
Mm.
because of the marriage issues as well. This was about in December last year. um the work the work related stress, and then the things that we are not talking about is, why did he lose his medical license? That's another.
So the father-in-law said he didn't lose his medical license. Did he? You worked with him. Did he lose his license?
Hold on. No, no. Yeah. So I'm sorry. Yes.
So I'm asking because the father-in-law said it was a lie that he didn't lose his license. Although I can't believe anything that comes out of that man's mouth anyway.
I think that man is just trying to claim validity. Actually, I don't think he has a close relationship with
Validity
his.
for what? What's he claiming validity for? He's a 70-year-old plus man.
I know. Some people just like attention. There's no matter how you can. I don't think he even have. I don't even think he know what's going on with his daughter. I really don't think so. That you know
How will
what is
you
going on
know
with
when
his
he has
daughter.
children up and down after
Yes.
sleeping with how many thousand women that he published their name? How will he ever know anything that is happening to the daughter?
Yeah, I really don't think so. I think it just. I think it's just a distraction. I think the guy is just a distraction and trying to figure out because there's so much issues. I live in Maryland too, and there's so much issues. Sometimes when I really think we need to advocate for people to go to counseling before, not even marriage counseling to put together, but divorce counseling before to go to court. Because sometimes when we take this case to court, right, sometimes people don't have any control how the court grant the money wise as well. And we, like you always say, we need to be kind to one another.
So I was asking about the license, Bala. Can you clarify that? The father-in-law said he didn't lose his license. The blog said he lost his license. Which is which?
I can't disclose, but it was revoked. Let me just say it like that.
Is it because of the divorce issues, the
It's
child
not because of
custody
the
issues?
divorce issue. It's because of mental health issues.
Oh my God.
Because yes, it's not because of the divorce. It's not because of the divorce. There's no divorce that can make you lose your medical license. Because keep in mind.
So if it was revoked because of mental health issues, so the issues that have happened in the relationship, the divorce, the going to court, child custody, could have affected his mental health. Which then led to the revoking of his license. So it all links together.
When it comes to the license, though, keep in mind it has to be not so much his marital status. It has to be his danger to the patient that is taken care of. So marriage issues can affect you not showing up at work. Marriage issues can affect your decision making in taking care of your patient. Marriage issues can affect you making some mistake that you are not supposed to be making. Do you get the point?
Yes.
Are you getting the point? Marriage issue, you can do some mistakes that they can now. The patient cannot file a lawsuit on you, and the job is looking at you like now you are a risk because this is kind of like a negligence. Maybe because you are not thinking through because you have an issue at home.
Right.
So not so much because of the
divorce. Making sense now.
Yes, not so much because of the divorce. Okay, it's not so much
because of stress.
Exactly, it's so much of the stuff that is going on.
You don't just wake up one day with mental health issues. Something leads to it. It's when people cannot cope anymore. I shared it. You remember the bucket I'm always sharing? That stress bucket. When you cannot manage the stress bucket, that's when you start having problems with your mental health. You start losing your mind and start, that's it. Stress can cause it.
And keep in mind with the job that he has too, there is a stress at work, high level stress at work, and there is a high level stress at home. It's not getting a break. It's not getting a break.
Yeah.
And sometimes too, though, your kids that you feel like they are your joy, and somebody kind of take it away from you as well.
Right.
So altogether can aggravate him doing what he did to himself. And that's what we are not talking about. At the end of the day, the work, they're gonna do what they have to do, because when they know that you are at risk for them with the legal issues, they're gonna just let you go. So it's not so much the marriage. That's the reason why, because it has to be a substantial evidence for the job.
It's making sense.
Yes,
making sense to me now.
It has to be a substantial. The marriage divorce alone cannot say that you're gonna lose your license. Not at all.
Yeah.
Let's say you're supposed to prescribe some medication for headache, and then you prescribe that medication for stomach, and then the patient took it and then complained about you, or the way you
Yeah.
are behaving to the
Yeah.
patient,
Yeah.
and they start complaining about you. They start complaining about you, your behavioral issues.
Yeah. 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 Of course, when your mind is not stable, you can go and
Exactly.
prescribe anything. You can
Exactly.
do anything at work. The mind is something that is so fickle. It's so fickle.
And like
Oh,
the other caller, like the lady that just finished talking says, I know she was emotionally talking because we all, this is, it home for us. Okay,
hmm.
because in a society, this is Maryland, is like, everybody kind of knows everybody knows everybody. And then when you go to the hospital, when you work together as well, somebody knows somebody that knows somebody. At the end of the day too, though, we just need to know that these kids, when we're talking, no matter what is going on with Ikena and whatever, no matter what is going on with the wife as well, there's a innocent kiss in the middle
So they were
as
not
well.
married. Let me just clarify. They were not married.
Yes, I know. I said no matter what is
Hmm.
going on with Ikena and whatever what is going on with the wife,
The partner, yeah,
with the partner.
baby mama or partner.
Yes, the partner. There is an
Hmm.
innocent kiss in the middle. They didn't ask for this.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they didn't
That's
ask
true.
for it. So we need to be
Thank you for
very
clarifying
sensitive.
it. So this is the second lie that Van Clare has lied now on those his elaborate posts. Thank you very much. We have people in Maryland who's been calling in. If you've listened to the
Yeah,
show
there's
from the
no
beginning,
there's no PAMP
it's
that makes
back-to-back lies that
200,000.
man told.
There's
He just
no
told a bunch
MP
of
that makes
lies.
200,000, and there's no recent cardiology that makes
He said,
500,000. It doesn't
so the
work like that.
so-called father-in-law said that he had his daughter and the grandchildren hostage,
No, he did not. He did
and
not.
he said his
He did
license was
not.
not revoked.
He did not.
So these are
He
all
did
lies we
not.
are finding out now.
That
Yeah,
one,
he did
Harry
not.
Papa, na be that man. Auntie
Mm.
B,
Thank you,
Harry
Bola.
Papa.
I really
You're welcome.
appreciate it.
And we need to be talking about him. He was a very nice guy, was very nice doctor. Just God, we need to be praying. God, just don't let us have some issues that's
We can manage.
we can
Mm.
manage. We can
Yeah,
manage. May his soul rest in
yeah.
perfect peace.
Amen. Thank you so much
Amen.
for
You're
calling.
welcome.
Amen.
I
You're
really
welcome.
appreciate it, Bola. Thank you so much. God bless you. My heart goes out to everybody in Maryland and everybody that is deeply affected and knows Ikenna in any way, whether you know him in a professional level, you know him from, Nigerian community, anywhere you know him from.
Amen.
This is tragic. It's a tragedy. So it doesn't matter. That's why I don't understand. When somebody buy, what are we dragging? I don't
Thank
understand.
you.
What are we dragging? What is there to
Auntie
drag
B,
now?
you got it right from the
How can
beginning.
you drag somebody that you can drag somebody that buy for what? What are you
From the
dragging for?
beginning, you got it right. In all everybody is still saying is what Auntie B said from the very beginning. The lessons. Now, whether you are coming from mental health, you are coming from income, we can all now see that what Auntie B said from the beginning, which have to do with how people can co-parent without one or two person, affecting the other person mentally. Auntie B got it from the beginning. So whether you come from mental health, whether you come from losing certificate, whether you come from money, whether you come from this, all these things boils out to issues surrounding a young, promising young man, right? Having kids with someone, and at the end of the day, the circumstances surrounding litigations and everything, and stress
Right.
and everything led
Yes.
to other things. That is
Yes.
the point.
It led to his license being revoked, which
Thank you.
we've confirmed it now from people who know. These are people who know him. We confirm now that his license was revoked. He couldn't practice. And also that he was told to pay $15,000 monthly. How are you going to pay
Yes.
$15,000 when you can't even practice? Have
No,
you
Henry
practiced
says it's
medicine?
small money. Henry is saying it's small money.
How can you practice? How can you practice? Can you practice medicine when they've revoked your license
Ask me,
in
oh.
America?
Ask me. Auntie B, you are a professional yourself. I don't know for every job, but one thing I know is that wherever you work, people do, we call it photox, which is a seasonal thing that is sent to you to fill out. That photox, you have one-on-one with your leadership. They want to see how you are doing outside work, because it's common knowledge that whatever affects you from the home is likely going to affect your performance in your job. And definitely talk less of someone who is in the medical field, handling
And you're
human
dealing with
life.
patients every day. Dealing
Do
with
you
patients every
understand?
day. And I heard the American patients are not easy to deal with. Blue Rain, Plum Rain, welcome, sis. You are a physician as well, so you know how easy it is to deal with all this on a patient for America where we say there's a big complaint.
Hello, good evening, Obodo fam. Can you hear me?
Yes, welcome, darling.
Good
How are
evening,
you?
Auntie V. This matter, Tyra Pa, I say I go enter because it's always sad when you're dealing with issues like this because we always tend to lose sight of what's most important, and that's the children. Everybody has said things from the people who we think are supporting the woman's family, people supporting the man's family. At the end of the day, we'll all go home, and those children have lost a very, very valuable person in their life that would never be replaced.
Hmm. Hmm.
Especially when it comes to children, we feel that they don't know what's going on. So I really encourage everybody to be very measured when you speak, because these things we say today will be there for posterity and they will remember. Children will remember.
Hmm.
As far as I can say, I know how hard it took me I'm very emotional about this because it took me a good amount of time to get my license. When I came in here, it took me about 5 years to become a board certified internal medicine physician to get
Mm-hmm.
into residency, and graduated in the year of COVID. And I went through a lot of mental and physical strain. And I cannot imagine what Dr. Ikenna, may he so rest in peace, was going through.
Hmm.
In the United States, about 300 to 400 physicians buy themselves every year.
Oh
We
my
have
God.
one of the highest rates of self-buying in the United States. It
Because
is
of the stress of the job?
because of the stress of the job. Not
My
just that,
goodness.
we usually as physicians lack a work-life balance, and we pay a
Right.
price. So for instance, myself and my husband are doctors. I don't know if I ever told you this.
Yes, you
He
did.
works days, I work nights. And the reason is we have a small child that I had about 2.5 years ago. And I
Yes, I
really don't like
remember.
putting my kids in daycare until they're about 3 or 4 when they can actually tell me, hey, mommy, this is what happened.
Right.
So there are sometimes my husband and I are like ships in the night. He's literally sitting in the garage. I drive in, he drives out, and we just wave across the glass.
Can't
So
you
when it,
get a nanny? That's what
so I
Dr.
do
O
have
did. She
I'm
has
not
a living
comfortable.
nanny.
I'm not comfortable leaving my kids with nannies and TB. I'm really not.
Mm.
I to say that I have trust issues is an understatement.
So Dr. O has cameras. That's what she did. She has cameras in her
Camera.
house.
Even
Mm.
with my husband and I doing what we do, I have cameras. So for instance, my in-laws come and help as much as they can. Sometimes I've been forced to get a nanny. A lot of times my siblings in Canada will show up because a lot of them are engineers. They work from home. They will come in and they will watch my kids when it's really tight and there's no way my husband and I, our schedules can meet. But my point is there's a lot of strain. And when I mean
Mhm.
strain, so for
Mhm.
instance, I have worked since graduation 4 years ago and I have only taken 3 days off. 3 days in 4 years.
No
Sick time.
way.
I'm not joking. I'm not joking. Three
You
days.
had 3 days
Now,
holiday in
bear
four
in mind,
years.
I'm a hospitalist, so I work 1 week on, 1 week off. I'm a nocturnist, so I work 1 week on, 1 week off.
Right.
But to actually say, oh, I was so sick today, so I'm staying home, I have only taken 3 days. Bear in mind, I've done this
Hmm.
pregnant, nursing, postpartum, everything, only 3 days. That I've actually called my job and said, I'm so sick, I can't come in. And it was such a big deal that the CEO texted me at home. I'm just showing you how much strain there is. Bear in mind, I do not have as much strain as a cardiologist. Certainly not.
Mhm.
Now,
Mhm. What area of medicine do you practice?
I'm internal medicine, board certified internal medicine.
Okay, I'm going to pretend like I know that what that means.
So it's equivalent to,
GP?
yes, a
Oh,
GP,
God, GP. Yeah,
but
that's general
what you call
medicine.
a GP there, but I'm hospital based. I don't do anything
Okay.
outpatient. I don't do anything in the
Okay.
clinic. So when we say primary care, we'll talk about pediatrics, internal medicine, family medicine, and so on. That's what
Right.
primary care is, but I'm purely based in the hospital.
Right.
Now, a cardiologist has probably more than that because, and I don't know about Dr. Ekena, but a lot of cardiologists work outside of 2, 3 hospitals. So it's possible that he was making a lot of money. And when it comes to salaries in the healthcare industry, I try not to put people in a box. For instance, I work primary care. I work as a hospitalist. I work in a rural area, which is an hour's drive from where I am, and I earn the equivalent of what a nephrologist will earn, sometimes more, just
Right.
because of how far I'm willing to travel. I know a physician assistant that even earns more than me. So when it comes to income, I try not to put people in a box in the US because it depends on how much you're willing to work, how far you're willing to go. I know of a guy who worked every day for 365 days who is like me and he made $1 million a year.
So it's
So
like you guys make all this money. Do you even have time to enjoy the money?
so that's the thing, the Auntie B. You have to decide what the price you want to pay is. Do you want to sell your soul for the money? Do you want to do it for X amount of time and stop? But
Mhm.
regardless of what you do, the stress,
They will tell on
and I'm
you.
somebody who is very mentally strong.
Hmm.
My family members would tell you that if Dr. Oshobe cannot take it, nobody can take it. That is how mentally strong. Even when we did our psychological evaluation in school, in resident, when I was in medical school, the psychologist looked at me and said, "You are the kind of person that can be picking body parts off the floor. You will not even blink, and then you wait till a particular time to sit down and process." There were only 2 of us in class that got that evaluation.
Right.
Only 2. So if I tell you that I was stressed in this economy and in this environment, just take it from me
Mhm.
that there is stress. Those
Hmm.
self-buying rates of 300 to 400 doctors a year, they are not a joke.
Hmm.
So now, any little thing can break that camel's back.
Hmm.
Any little thing. Okay, so this divorce, we only know all we're talking about is 15,000.
Child custody. Child
Could he
custody, not
afford the
divorce.
15,000? Very likely he could. Maybe he
Hmm.
couldn't. The truth is that the courts are not emotional. They sit down, they look at your income. Sometimes they go directly to your employer because they know we can tell tales and they know your wife can lie, your spouse can lie against you. So they go
Right.
directly to your income and they will check it from there. And then they will calculate the quality of life of those children if they were living with you. That's how they come up with the money. So whether
Right.
the children are in private school, public school, special needs, no special needs, once they come up with that income, they've come up with it. They first come up with the income before they tell you who is going to pay what. So they will
Hmm.
have calculated the spouse, the 2 of them, they will calculate both their incomes. Then they will give whoever needs to pay more. Bear in mind, the person who pays mostly is the one who doesn't live with the
The
children.
children. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the custodial parent, the parent who has the kids, is the one who is going to get the bulk of that money.
Do
So
you
when it
guys have student loan or other
So,
kinds of things that you?
so the fact that Dr. Ekena schooled here, I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure he must have had a student loan. It's very rare to get a full ride,
Right.
especially for doctors. For other professions, yes. Now, I do know doctors who have gotten a full ride. I know there are other ways around it. For instance, the rural hospital I work in, I know a physician who is contracted to work there for 5 years just so he doesn't pay student loans. So he has 0 student loans.
Right.
The hospital canceled it for him. So a lot of physicians I work with have up to 500,000 in student loans. And bear in mind that that
Wow.
amount of loan, it is with interest. And student
Wow.
loans follow you even to the great beyond. Even if you file bankruptcy, student loan doesn't drop off. It sits
Somebody
there.
said that student loan is not a problem. Is it?
It's not my
Olawale,
problem.
are you a medical doctor? You said
It's
student
a
loan is not a problem.
problem.
How do you know
It's
it's not
a
a problem for
problem.
some
It's a
people?
problem. And it's again, he's
Are
speaking
you a
from how
medical
much he knows.
doctor?
For me, it's not a
Are you
problem because I did school here, so I don't have those issues. But if I did, and all the people I know that schooled here, my Caucasian doctors, Black American doctors, sometimes they would tell you, I still have 450, I have 350, I have 150, I have this amount to go. They will tell you. They don't hide it.
why are you speaking for most doctors? You are not a doctor, so you cannot say student loan is not a problem for most doctors. You don't know.
No, there are
Speak
ways
from as one
around it, but
comment.
it's still a problem. You still have to figure it out. You still have to figure it
Let's
out.
not speak for people. We know how to analyze people's salary. Oh, you earn this much, so you should be able to do this. You should be able to do this. We don't do that. We don't know. You don't know what people are doing with their money, or the things that where their money is going to. Anyway, in all this, yeah. Thank you
Hmm.
very much,
So,
Viren.
Auntie P, I just want to say some things real quick before I go.
Yeah. Yeah.
When it comes to having a child, just put it at the back of your mind. There's going to be child support to pay if anything happens. Every state, you can go on websites and actually calculate how much you will pay. It's not
Mm-hmm.
hidden. So please, if you know you're in a difficult situation, start calculating it now before the sticker shock will hit you when they drop 15,000 on you. Because even if you have it to pay, you have budgeted that money for something else.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a sticker shock. So please familiarize yourself with all those custodial agreements, spousal agreements. For instance, in my state, you don't need to be married. You live with somebody for X amount of time. Any property you acquire with that person, you will share it when you guys break up, whether
Yeah.
you are married or not. So you have
Right.
to familiarize yourself with
Yeah.
those things. Number two, prenups. Prenups used to be for the rich, but I'm seeing more and more younger people who are not even earning a lot of money getting those prenups. You've worked hard, you've done a lot of stuff.
I just heard that we don't have prenups in the UK. I didn't know that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
There's no
I didn't
prenup
know that.
law in the UK.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Go
So
ahead.
prenup, please familiarize, get a lawyer. It doesn't have to be very lengthy. And people say, oh, you're planning for divorce. No, you are not. I think of prenup in this modern time like insurance. Because you don't
Mm-hmm.
want someone coming to take your sweat. And if they really love you, they will sign it. Somebody like me, I would sign. Why not? I would know I can take care of myself. Keep your property. It's not a big deal. So
Mm-hmm.
think about prenups. Another thing I want to say, the person you married is not the person you are divorcing. No, it's not.
Hmm. Hmm.
You marry
I
this
like that.
person, all googly eye, two of you looking at each other, love, 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 love. When
Hmm.
conflict comes, that person is a formidable enemy.
Hmm.
We pray that it is amicable. We pray that, sometimes you remind yourself about the love you once shared, but bear in mind that person can be a formidable enemy. So choose
Hmm.
wisely.
So the
Doctor,
person you marry is not the person you are
no,
divorcing.
it's not. It's not. I've
Hmm.
seen this too many times. I've seen it too many. The person you marry, there's so much water under the bridge that person can become the weapon fashioned against you.
Hmm.
So you need to think about this all the time. And that's why man of prestige always says, marry a kind partner. Because if they are kind, no matter the water under that bridge, they will be true to themselves and they will hold on to that kindness. And then the final thing I want to say, please, my brothers and sisters in Obodo Farm, we don't have social support here. There is none. I'm fortunate to have siblings all over the place that can come at the drop of a pen. But who are my true friends? We were talking about Annie the other day, and we said all these people dancing around her, they are not her true friends.
Right.
Who is your true family? While you are chasing all this money and all this wealth and all this property, please, for the love of God, bring people around you that will sit with you 24/7. A plane just had issue the other day, and I was reading of people who are watching the family members left behind 24 hours round the clock because they know that they can harm themselves.
Hmm.
The family of this young man, if they were close to him and seeing him, they will
Hmm.
have done that 24-hour support.
That's what
Mental
we
health
don't have
doesn't happen
here.
in one day. We don't
That's
have
what
it.
that's what we don't have in this part of the world.
So
That's what I was discussing with
take your
someone.
time and develop your tribe. Take your time. Take time. They said they are no friends. I know of a lady who gave birth before I gave birth, and I was worried that my sister won't be able to come in. And she says, Doc, don't worry. I would drop my baby with my mom and I will come and sit with you. She was a white lady.
Hmm.
Find your tribe. Find them because you cannot go through life alone. You can certainly not go through hardship alone. Don't
Thank
be
you.
alone. Don't be quiet. They say everybody keeps saying he was quiet, he was quiet. In my mind, I said that right there is the problem.
It's a red flag. Yeah, you
It's the
internalize everything.
problem.
If you
You,
have a child that is quiet, you understand. People that
yeah,
are quiet, if one of your children is quiet like that, you will understand the way these quiet people work.
they internalize.
They live the internet, everything is in their head. They will not speak. If you ask them what's wrong, nothing. There is one word answer. Yes, no, no, like that. Everything is internalized and is not healthy. It's not.
No, no. A problem half shared is half solved. Please, my
Mm,
brothers and sisters, look out for one another. Let's be kind. Somebody
thank
has
you.
lost a son. Some
Yeah,
children have lost their father. No matter how bad he was to the wife,
yeah.
nobody has said in this call, as far as we know, that he was a bad father.
Thank
So
you.
my condolences to the family. Obodo Farm, I wish we can call on better circumstances. So, but I'm hoping the next one will catch cruise. I will hope I will be there. Rest in peace to Miss Dr. Ikenna. Thank you, Auntie B, for giving me
Thank
your
you.
dear. I'm sorry. I hope I didn't take too long. You all have a wonderful
That's all
evening.
right.
Hug your loved ones
Thank
tonight
you
because
so
life is
much.
really short. It's really short. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Fine.
Thank you so much, darling. I appreciate you, Lauren. Thank you. Thank you so much. Spoken like a true medical doctor who's seen it, been through, walked in the shoes. You see? That is how to speak with empathy, with kindness. You see the way she spoke? Analyze the issues and show that you care, that a life is gone. That's why I'm wondering, Pay, if we are saying, oh, why are you dragging somebody that died? He's not even be buried. What are you dragging him for? I don't understand, though. Ah, thank you so much, Lauren. Okay, so we have to do this very quickly now because we've done 2 hours. It's been long since I did a very long show. But Patrick, I'm coming, honey babe, I'm coming to you in a minute. Jamima, hi, welcome.
Hi, Auntie B.
Hello, darling. You okay?
Yes, thank you for having me. It's my first time of calling. Um,
Oh, wow. Thank you for joining us.
yeah, I'm calling from Ontario in Canada. I just have a few things to say, and rest in peace to Dr. Ikenna, and my condolences to his family. Um, for me, I think the lesson for us as immigrants is that the situation here is really different. We live in a very high pressure environment.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I keep telling my son is that the way I am married to your father is not the way you are going to be married, right? So don't look at the way your dad behaves and think that you're going to behave like that to your wife. So, and it's something that we as immigrants, we really need to internalize that the way our parents did it and those expectations, they are not going to be the same in this environment because we are all living in this high pressure environment. So for me, I would say mental health should be prioritized. As in, even for me, I had a separation for over 6 months. We had very serious marital issues. And it was, I was going to like a psychologist almost bi-weekly because I was almost talking to myself on the road. Like I'll find myself talking out, speaking in public, you know, and it's so you wouldn't even know when it starts. So I really needed, yeah, because those things are, because even with the high pressure, you're working under a shift, you are doing so many things, you have to meet up so many bills. And when you come home, the person that is nearest and dearest to you has become your enemy, right? So you just need to let loose somehow. My friends, my family members, I was talking to them, leaning on them every day until I could get myself together and also seeing a psychologist at the same time, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. And we have to tell our children this, try to, take care of yourself, prioritize.
Yeah.
Love and marriage is not
Mm-hmm.
do or die, you know.
Yeah.
Also, depend on your family as well. Open up, depend on your family. Say what is wrong with you, right? And
Yeah.
then, yeah, be kind to one another. Our children, we can't say who they are going to marry. They might marry for Chinese, they might marry, Middle Eastern, they might marry anywhere they want. So, but we have to teach them these things because we decided that we're going to live in this environment. So we have to conform to the laws here. We can say, yeah, the laws are not kind, they are not fair, but this is what we signed up for. So everybody has to learn and to conform. Everybody should take care of their mental health and then be
Mm.
kind to each other. The way we did marriage in Nigeria is not the way that we're going to do marriage here. Be
Mm.
kind to yourselves. Be kind to your wife. Be kind to your husband. That's what I'll say. And I'm so sorry that this young man lost his life. And I can't imagine the pain that the family is going through. And I wish them all the very best. I hope that everybody recovers. Even the wife, the ex-partner, I'm sure she's also not having a good time right
Of
now.
course. Of course.
Yeah. So I really hope that, going forward, everybody learns the lesson and we really prioritize our mental health. And
Mm.
it's not all about money. It's not all about making each other pay when we are offended with one another, you know, because there's always that tendency, because even for me, the stress I went through, I wanted to make my partner pay for that. But at the end
Mm-hmm.
of the day, I looked
Mm-hmm.
at my son and I said, if this man pays the way I want him to pay, it's going
Mm-hmm.
to affect this child.
Hmm.
So that's why
You chose kindness.
I chose
Hmm.
kindness, because I know
Oh,
that anything I do to him is going to affect the child. So I
God bless
just
you.
decided to let it go and let God take control.
God bless
So
you.
that's
Hmm.
just the end. I hope we can all be kind to each other. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Jamima. God will bless you. May God bless you.
Amen.
Tit for tat. They say tit for tat makes the world go blind. Yeah. So if somebody treats you bad, I know the temptation is always there. I'm going to pay him back. I will deal with him. He will not see the children. As a woman, yeah, the temptation is always there. So kudos to any woman that will rise above that, especially when they feel that, they've been treated very badly in the relationship. So, David, you are saying that you sent evidence to Mom of Five. And I said, what evidence? You said the evidence that his license was never revoked, he was never married, the baby mama filed DV against him during his the custody battle. So, what's all this evidence that you're sending up and down now? What does it prove? Eh? What exactly are you trying to prove with all this evidence that you are sending? Because we had someone who called in earlier and he told us that they worked together and said that it's not that they revoked it. And what did they call it? What's the word that they use? Mileti. I've forgotten. Guys, please give us the thumbs up. I'm about to end now. So I don't know. What is all this evidence? Why are you gathering evidence, sending them up and down? What are you trying to prove? He's dead. Can you rest and just allow the family to mourn him in peace? I don't understand. Why people are gathering evidence up and down to prove what? This is what this whole story is all about. People are trying to, it's somebody that is alive that you are trying to say, okay, no, two people are fighting. One person has died. What are you gathering evidence for? To prove what? I don't understand. Please just stop. David, all of you stop. It's not necessary. Stop. Allow the family to mourn in peace. It's a loss. Even the baby mama is not happy at this now. I don't know why you guys are trying to do this. Whether they revoked his license, they didn't revoke his license, they find DV charges against him, he's gone. Just leave it alone. Honey babe, welcome, Jare, my dear. How are you?
Hello, Auntie B. Thank you very much. I've been listening to everything and I've been watching the comments, and I'm so disgusted and disappointed by the type of comments that I've been seeing. The lack of empathy and understanding is absolutely shocking. I mean, whether he was at fault or not, no one deserves to delete. He's the father of those children. And the fact that the people that are making those type of comments, especially regarding alleged allegations of DV, you should be ashamed of yourselves. It's absolutely disgusting.
It's almost like they're trying to paint this picture around this young man.
Yeah, we've been on this. Yeah,
is it necessary? Is it really necessary?
It's not necessary because the guy is deleted. And like I said, you've been doing this show for absolutely years. Does anybody learn that we should have empathy? It's like to me, it doesn't make sense. We come on this show every single time about the lessons that we learn. And this is from everything for the years that you've been, people coming onto the comment section. That's all you can think about. Supposing that gentleman was your relatives, would you be talking like this?
Are you trying to tell me that if the ex baby mama whatever filed charges against him, that he deserves to buy because of that?
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Whether he was wrong, whether he was at fault or not, it's got nothing to do that no one deserves to be deleted. And the fact that you have no empathy, you really need to check your head. And I'm saying that kindly because I could say a lot more. Back to the reason I found. The reason I found is that, and I've said this quite a number of times, I have been in a divorce. It is emotionally draining. I remember there was a time my dad had to even stay with me because my mom wasn't around. She was in Nigeria. And there was a time I was acting erratically. And it's like, if it wasn't for my dad and if it wasn't for the people around me, I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't know what could have happened. My mom had to keep telling me, you have your eldest one, because I was fighting custody for my youngest child, and it was my oldest that was with me. And my mom had to keep saying that, listen, for the sake of your eldest child. You don't do anything. Don't try it. I'm a mentally strong person, but I'm going to tell you the truth. Custody and divorce is not for the faint-hearted. So I think people need to understand whether he's at fault or not. No one deserves to be deleted. And I'm going to say something at the court system from the point of view of myself. I don't think I've actually said this, but my youngest son doesn't live with me. My ex-husband has him. I see him every 2 weeks, holidays, and 6 weeks, 3 weeks out of the 6 weeks. I shouldn't be sharing this, but I'm making you understand. And the reason that he has custody, it was because of the fact I was not wise and I ended up having crappy lawyers that I was recommended. Now, there was a time over COVID, I applied to get my son back. The judge said to me that, yes, you can have him back, but because he's been with his dad for 2 years, they wouldn't recommend it. I had to swallow my pride and agree to allow him to stay with his dad. Do you know how much it hurts as a mother, Auntie B?
I'm so sorry, honey babe. I
I've
didn't
never
know
told
this.
anybody that. I'm saying this now.
I'm so sorry.
You understand? Because I had to think about not myself, but my child. So
Wow.
I see him. Yeah. My
Wow.
eldest son lives with me. My youngest doesn't. I'm saying this now. I've been whiffy-waffy. there's some things I haven't said, but I'm saying it now out there. So what I'm trying to say is I thought about my child. I had to swallow my pride. He took me. He said so many things I don't even want to repeat. Now, this is the same father that I speak to. He brings my son. Even last week, he said to me, he's struggling with transport. I said, not a problem. I'll pick him up myself. Because I have to think about the bigger picture, not my hatred of my ex, which I've moved on from. Because at the end of the day, I'm realizing it's not about me. It's not about my feelings. It's about my son. So I will do whatever it takes to be peaceful with my father of my child, to get access to my child. And that is what I'm trying to say. Now, I'm not judging the woman in America, but what I'm trying to say to people is that let's not judge. Do you understand? I have to pay child maintenance. I pay this man £500 a month. Me, because I earn a high salary. You know, I always say I contract. I pay it. So when people are saying it's biased towards women, it's a case-by-case basis. Let me just tell you that. I have a friend of mine where he doesn't see his child. He doesn't have access to his child, and the woman is paying 1,000. So what I'm trying to say,
you pay
I
child
pay five.
support.
I do as a mother, yes, because he doesn't live with me. Remember. So when people are actually assuming that it's that the courts are biased, no, it's based on the fact I am not the resident parent. My ex is. He lives predominantly with his father, so I have to pay. So when people are running up their mouth and
That's
saying
a
this,
lot
I
for
know,
UK.
but I pay
How
it. You know,
come?
you know why? I could fight it, but because I think to myself, let me do what is right for me, so that my son knows I have tried, so that when everything comes out, he knew that I fought for him. So I do it not for the father, for my child. My mom is always telling me, why are you paying? Why are you paying? But I do it because I think of my child. So when I hear all of this, I get really, really angry, because if I can swallow my pride and not think about, I'm going to get revenge, I could easily go back to court and fight for this child, and I probably could do it. But I've decided that this boy is doing well. He's doing academically well. The school where he's living is where his father is. He's slightly autistic, so the help he's getting is better where he is compared to where I am in Essex. So I've decided that my son is more important than my feelings. Now, I think people need to understand that that's what you do as a parent. You sacrifice for the greater good, your child. Now, I'm not judging anybody. I'm not judging the wife, and I'm not judging the husband. But what people need to understand is that the child is most important. So when see people fighting back and forth, it really upsets me, because what they don't understand is that the only people that win are the solicitors. I've told you many times, I had to pay 15K fighting for my child. I had to remortgage my house just to get my child. And at the end of the day, he's not with me. But what I think about is that as long as we're co-parenting, as long as I get access to my child, I have to accept that the limited access that I get.
So the
He's
reason why we're talking about
yeah.
honey babe, I'm really I
Mhm.
mean you
No
I'm really
problem.
really so I didn't know
It's
this
okay. It's okay.
before. I'm hearing it for
Like
the
I said,
first
I'm
time.
fine. I'm only emotional now because I'm thinking about what this gentleman went through. He was
Yeah,
probably the higher earner. He probably had the same issues. I was in, like I said to you, if my parents were not with me, I don't know what I
yeah.
would have done. I was
I
acting,
understand.
I was
I
moving.
understand.
Yeah.
Mm. I
So
do
what?
understand. And I
So
feel your pain.
mhm,
The reason why all this we're even talking
mhm,
about it is because
mhm.
the young man has unalived. He's not alive
Yes,
anymore.
yes. And
So
I
if we
think
are
the
talking about
mhm,
what led to it. Nobody
mhm,
wakes up one day and decides, "Well, okay, I don't want to live anymore."
yes.
Something led to it. And somebody that I worked with came up and told us here that he was having a lot of issues mentally.
Yeah, because the thing
That,
is, I remember when I was working, I had to go home. I was acting erratic. It got to one stage. Yeah, my manager had to say to me, "You have to literally, you're gonna have to take time off." Because I had to tell them I'm going through divorce, I'm going through issues with custody. It really affected me. So, as much as this assumption that, oh, a man is supposed to be strong, it doesn't surprise me that this gentleman and it's a high pressure job, and he's dealing with issues of not divorce, as you said, he wasn't married, but the issues of custody and
mm,
fighting for your child, especially when the
not being
narrative
able to
has
see
been
your
put out.
child. Yeah.
Especially
Not
when the
being able
narrative has been put out. We don't, I'm not accusing her of anything, but things are said and you have to defend it. Do you understand? So the
to.
guy was definitely going through stuff, and I sympathize with that. So it really makes me very emotional where people lack empathy. Even if there's facts to say he did certain things, please, we are mourning someone that has been deleted. Please, let's show some respect.
Thank you. Thank you so much, honey babe.
That's okay, Auntie Babe.
I appreciate you, my dear. It is
Thank you
well.
very much.
We'll talk later. Okay. Thank you, dear. Okay. We've done 2.5 hours. I really need to go. Brad Patrick, thank you so much for your patience. Welcome, sir. Please unmute yourself. You've been in the studio for a while, but it's
Oh,
just been
yeah.
so busy tonight. Welcome, sir.
Auntie B, thank you very much for what you are doing. May the Lord continue to bless you.
Amen.
Yeah, I've really learned this time around. I took time to listen. Thank you for even having me to be the last speaker. Anyway, I
Mm.
want to just say, Kina, may he rest in perfect peace in Jesus' name.
Amen.
I'm sending my
Amen.
condolence to his family. The Lord will strengthen them, will comfort them. There's no word we can say than just be praying for them. It's only God that can
Amen.
comfort them. Yeah. And let me
Yeah.
quickly say the man Henry has no reason to come online because he has not given us any information.
Mm.
So let me just say that. Auntie B, I have a brother that moved from England. He's a medical doctor, psychiatrist, that moved to US. For 2 years, this man could not get himself together. They are not, it wasn't earning that much. But now he's
Mm.
the director of a VA. He could not even invite me to his house then. So Henry doesn't even know what he's talking about. He's not giving us facts. He's just coming and talking about money. This guy's earning 500,000. No, we are not stupid. We know what we are doing here. He has not come here to he was just coming here ranting, say, let me talk. That's not good. So
Mm.
I'm just going to go straight to the point, Auntie B.
Yes, sir.
And it is not greener on the other side. I just want people
Mm.
to know that it's
Mm.
not greener on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Every marriage has issues. If people can just take that note, every marriage has issues. Big one.
Mm-hmm.
People that you never even thought would have issues. Our GOs, our chief imam or whatever, they have issue in their marriages.
Mm-hmm.
And number two, it's not, and this case, in the case of this guy, it's not about the money, Auntie B. A friend closer to me as his friend that was going through divorce. This guy packed his stuff, went to Nigeria, came back because of the children. Auntie B, can you believe this man cried in the court?
Hmm.
He dropped dead in the court
Mm-mm.
because of what he has gone through.
Hmm.
So when people are emotionally drained, anything can happen.
Absolutely.
And this man is a lawyer.
Oh, Chidinma, thank you so much for that super chat. I really appreciate. God bless you. This is, yeah, it's hard. It's hard for everybody. It's really really hard. It's heartbreaking.
Yes,
Thank you so much, Chidinma. Thank you.
especially when when children are involved, and to be
Yeah, yeah,
when
yeah.
children are involved. When I first came to US about 2 years after, I was in a white church by God's grace, and I was in the adults department, young adults, and we were mentoring them with a man too. One of the kids, two of them, when it's coming to Christmas, they tell us that we should be very careful on how we portray Christmas. So what do they mean? I was new
Mhm.
then. They said because their father pie himself on Christmas Day in their house.
Hey.
So this kid, they are white, they don't celebrate
Mm.
Christmas. This thing has affected them.
Teju, thank you so much for the super chat. Sorry, I just saw it now. God bless you, Teju. I really appreciate. Thank you so much. Oh.
So Auntie B, they said this,
Mm.
yeah, boy and a girl. They said we should be
Mm.
very careful on how we
On
portray
Christmas Day, yeah.
Christmas
Mm.
because their father pied themselves on a Christmas day.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what this thing has done is going to affect a generation because this is not good.
It's not to.
It is not good, Auntie B.
Yeah.
And one thing, one lesson I'm drawing from this. One of the collabs said it. We need to educate our children about relationship.
Hmm.
We need to be close to them and to be,
Hmm.
especially in this Western world. People are talking about money. Jeff Bezos has paid his own price. Bill Gates has paid his own price in millions.
Yeah.
Those people they can't afford to do anything to their life, but to pay, they have the
Mm-hmm.
money.
Mm-hmm.
Especially our children that are smart.
Hmm.
And to be,
I
that's
think
what
I saw something the other day where Bill Gates was saying that he regretted divorcing Melinda Gates. I saw something like that
yes,
last week.
yes. But he has to pay. Jeff
Hmm.
Bezos said, that his divorce had a toll on him. The fact that he had money, he
Hmm.
paid millions of dollars, if not maybe
So
billions.
what people pay is even higher than money.
Yes.
They pay emotionally and mentally.
Yeah, and to be especially our let me put it in this context. I'm just especially kids that are smart.
Hmm.
If you look at this young man, he's a smart guy.
He
He
is
have a
very
way of thinking.
the way he even got so far very
Yes,
early on in his in his career he excelled, so it means that he's a very intelligent young man
yes. The way
at
they think,
36.
yeah, the way they think is different, just like my son. So we parents, we should be closer to our children, talk to them, about relationship. Don't let them get to the time they will get out of the house and you'll be pursuing them. As
Mm,
long as you are with them, be closer to them, talk about relationship with them.
mm.
Yes, I'm serious. That's the only thing that is flashing on my head. Whether
Right.
you're a boy or a girl, talk to them, let them talk. Auntie was saying they will say, all right, there's nothing. You need
Mm.
to be closer to your kids.
Thank you, Brother Patrick.
Auntie B, I know how much it takes for the kind of investment. I know I have two kids in college, and one is my last baby is going in. I know what parent does, the kind of
Mm.
investment they invest on their kids,
Yeah.
financially, emotional, and everything. Nobody
and
want
for
to,
and
yes,
after seeing the child succeed to this level, for this to happen, this is where my pain comes from, you see.
yes. Well, we don't want to put
It's
ourselves in their parent. The parent will never get out of it.
no. I
And
mean, I
those
knew what
people,
happened to my mom when after my sister passed. My mom didn't survive it. She couldn't.
you see,
She couldn't. We contributed to why she died. She would have lived longer. I'm 100% sure she would have lived maybe minimum of 15 years longer. but she couldn't.
Yes,
Having a child is something that no parent should ever experience.
yeah.
Most parents don't survive it, they cannot.
No, most parents will never survive it.
That's
When
why
it's
when people are talking with that empathy, I'm like, really? Is it necessary now? Especially that father-in-law, whatever he is.
no, that father-in-law is that one is not be a human being now.
They say he's trying to defend his daughter. And I'm like, why? For what? Did they say it's the daughter that by him? Nobody called the daughter. So what are you defending?
Whatever we are doing right now, we are just treating it on the superficial level, Auntie B, on the surface level. What is in is so deep. If your marriage is being cut off twice, you know, so it must have taken a
I mean, they
toll
were
on the
having
guy.
issues. Yeah, they were
Yeah,
having
it must
issues.
have
Yeah.
taken tolls on the guy. And that's why parents need to step in. If you love your kid, talk to them, be open to
As well.
them. God will help us. We need to be open
Amen.
to them. You cannot do when it's on. You cannot be undone when it has been done already. It's
Thank you,
a
Brother
very
Patrick.
tragic story.
It is. It is. It is.
God
It
bless you,
is.
Auntie B, for taking time. Like you said,
Thank you,
the Lord
sir.
will continue to strengthen you. We really appreciate you, man.
Amen. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you for coming and sharing your wisdom with us as always. Man of
Happy
prestige.
Sunday, Uncle Patrick. Happy Sunday. Yes, you're going.
Ah,
Man
Can you
of
hear me?
well.
prestige. Auntie B is not going yet. Speak.
Man of prestige. You have 5 minutes.
Yeah,
I'm
happy Sunday, Uncle
tired.
Patrick.
I've done
I
three,
know.
2.5 hours. Let it shouldn't be by.
No problem. No problem. And this story is also draining, I'm sure.
It's
Yeah,
very
honestly, I want to
draining. It
say
is draining.
condolences to that family.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. The way the word is now, it feels like you need to be a member of somebody's family before you can have, before you can
Empathy.
feel it, and before you can have that empathy. Pé, tó bá mọ̀ wọ́n, ó ràn wọ́n. You don't care.
Mm,
Kí ló kàn ẹ́?
yeah,
Ṣebí it's just a story I saw on social media. Is that where we are now in this world?
yes. And also a lot of people react to this kind of story from what they only from the side they can relate with. So that's also a sign of lack of empathy.
Yeah. The reaction started from Instagram when I posted. I said I blocked somebody today because this woman will not allow me to rest
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
without knowing
Yeah.
the ins and outs of the story. She was just
Yeah.
projecting her own pain. And
Yep.
I'm like, do
Yep.
you know him? Oh, no, Anambra men. They are like this, especially the ones that don't talk. My own is
Mm-hmm.
like this. I know what my eye is going through. I say,
See,
okay,
and we're
oh,
not talking
it is
about
well.
you.
Oh.
I'm so sorry about your situation, but we're not
Yeah,
talking
no, they
about
can't
you.
differentiate between their own situation and someone else. It's
Yeah,
unfortunate.
yeah, yeah. Sure, you can hear me very well,
Okay,
right?
what do you have to say, man of prestige? Yeah, 2 minutes.
Okay,
Let's end.
I'll make it. I'll make it very quick. I just want to talk to just the two
Mm.
sides, the most popular two sides of this story, right? Let me first, for ladies first. Let me talk to the ladies. If you're, especially if you're in America, or where capitalism is being encouraged, or it's a breeding ground for anything capitalism or greed, okay? Lawyers are not your mates. Their job is to extract all the money they can extract from that situation. Okay.
Chidima,
So
you don't collect. Chidima say I should
I'm
put
sorry.
timer for. He said I should put timer for man of
And
prestige. Big English is true. I'm going to put timer.
Chidima, you're wrong.
Chidima,
You know me. I'm very,
your
very quick,
person.
man. Chidima, you're supposed to be a prestige fan member. Why are you like this, man?
I don't put timer because that's all. Oh, yeah, let's start again. Go ahead.
Anyway, you
Capitalist.
know,
What
Auntie
happened
B will
with
be partial with me
capitalist?
anyway. You see how she start all over again. You know she'll be partial anyway. Anyway, so happy Sunday, everybody, your fan. So here's the
Mhm.
thing. To my sisters, if you're going through some kind of divorce, the lawyers are actively listening to your pain points. They won't tell you what they're about. Their own goal is to extract all the money they can extract. So if that person's gross income is $500,000, potentially, even if it's not the peak yet, their job is to go after all the money they can go after. Okay. Now, their job is also to speak to you in a way that you will relate with. So be careful with that. And I want to say shout out to Honey Day. I want to say shout out to Dr. Flumrin too, because they really left some touchy points about that. So make sure. In fact, I just had somebody, one of my clients, just hired me for that very reason because she thought she had a lawyer that was helping her, but she's getting drained and drained by the day because she's done. but the lawyer will not stop because they want to extract all of the money. That's one side. The other side of this situation, brothers and my brothers, if you're going through this situation can be frustrating. And
Mm-hmm.
it is true that the way it plays out for the most part is in the favor of women. Everything else being equal, no, it's not always true. It is not
Mm-hmm.
always true. Everything else being equal, and the lawyers are aware of that. Okay, the reality is that if everything else were being equal, they will use the empathy part, not empathy, the sympathetic part of our society. The
Mm.
greed helps it. They will
Mm-hmm.
drag that man's woto, especially if you can relate in a way that that man has shown you should do before. They will help you drag him. Okay,
Right.
and only God knows what everybody's limit is. So if somebody now ends up in a situation that is very touchy, or they are tossing back and forth because they are trying to get phone or whatever from each other. If a police shows up in the wrong time and somebody's got slapped with a red face, somebody's getting arrested, yes, they can lose their license. Is that easy or that hard? I don't know how you want to see it. Okay. So for the brothers that are going through this, if it feels frustrating, what you about to see so let's say they're trying to collect $15,000 from you. If the
Mm.
money doesn't exist, they can't collect it.
Mm-hmm.
They can't. You have to just keep fighting. Talk to someone. But remember, the jobs of the lawyers is not, they're not your therapist. Okay?
Mm.
They will act like one to many extent too. But that's not their job. You
Mm-hmm.
need help. In fact, again, I have another client for the first time in almost 15 years, he actually just won the custody of his two children because he talked to me first before he went to court. What did he do different? His conduct. Your conduct in the courts can be used against you. These are human beings you're dealing with. It's not just the paper or what is written in the law. You're dealing with people that will look at how you behave and they can use that to judge you or spew everything against you. You see what I'm saying? So it's very important to understand that it's not just about white, black, what happened, what is the evidence. No, that's not relevant here. This is not court. It's about how do you behave when you find yourself in this type of crisis, right? They might be using things against you that you're not even aware you did, or that you're being seen in that manner. So you have to be very, very careful. I want to learn to go very quickly. It doesn't matter what side you fall in on this. It can be very frustrating, and yes, people can lose their life in this process. And it's not about $15,000. It just that's there's too many variables that can. Some people are battling with $30,000, and if you say $30,000, is it arrears? Is it per month? We don't know now, so we don't need to argue about if it's 15,000 or not. Even if it's 15 kobo, if you feel like that person is being unfair to you, it can make you lose your mind.
Mm-hmm.
That's all, Anthony.
All right. Thank you so
Yeah.
much, man of prestige. Appreciate
Happy
you, my
Sunday.
brother.
Go and
Happy
rest well.
Sunday to you. Thank you. So the story that the father-in-law told, Ngozi, you are saying is not a lie. But we've had not one, not two, not three people in Maryland who's confirmed that is a lie. So I'm believing those people. Okay? Yeah. I know you're not in Maryland. Maybe are your folks in Maryland? Anyway, I'm not believing what the father-in-law is saying. He's lying. Because as they said, if something like that happened, why is it not in the news? Everything about standoffish, anything that is standoffish, is kidnapping or whatever, somebody is held at ransom, your news crew will be there. Why? How come nobody heard about it? People that live in the city didn't know about it. They say he unalived in his house. So let's be careful. I knew there was a reason why the father-in-law ran to social media very quickly and started posting and posting and posting. And I don't trust that man one bit. Because people who know him on Facebook will tell you that he's not someone that has credibility. He's a 70-year-old plus man who behaves like a toddler. He behaves like a teenager. A man that will come to social media and be writing, these are all the women I slept with. I slept with 1,000 women. I slept with, and put out their names out there. How are you going to take anything he says? You take it seriously? Anyway, you can, but I won't. I will not. Because everybody that knows him on social media knows that he's always like, I don't know, maybe because there was no social media when he was growing up. At his old age now, he decided this is the time for me to really enjoy the social media. So let me just behave like a fool at 70. They said he unalived in his house. He was alone. He went to the children to say goodbye to them. We've heard it on good authority. Many people that called, even the person that called and appeared like they were making a case for the baby mama, never said anything about him holding the woman to ransom, kidnapping her. The reason why this man came up with this story is because they're trying to drive sympathy, and I don't know why. I don't know why. What are you trying sympathy for? Nobody is accusing your daughter of anything. They didn't say it's the one that unalived him. So this is what I know that I believe about this story as of now. This is a young man. His name is Ikenna, 36 years old, who recently became a cardiologist. He's a doctor, medical doctor in America. He has a woman that he was with. They have 2 children. One of them have special needs. Okay? And they didn't get married. They planned to get married, but COVID happened, so they didn't get married. The father-in-law is that man that published names of all the women he said he slept with. Somebody they call Van Laar or whatever they call him. You guys saw it, did it a couple of years ago. And because of child custody, they've been going to court, going back and forth because of child custody. Some versions of the story said that he was not allowed access to the children. He was only seeing them maybe twice in a month. And they were fighting over child custody, not divorce. Child custody. Okay? And that eventually he lost. And the court ordered him to pay $50,000 monthly to the ex-baby mama for the children because one of them has special needs. Okay? Eventually, according to what the people who know him said, he was stressed to the point that it started to affect him mentally. He was not coping at work. He was under a lot of stress because of all this wahala of fighting, going to court, going to lawyer, and everything. Anybody that's been through divorce will tell you how draining it is. It started to affect his work. And somebody again told us in good authority on this platform, and I'm not talking about hearsay, I'm talking about people who know. People who know him, people who worked with him. These are the people that told us that, it affected his license. It was revoked. No, not revoked, suspended. That's the word I'm looking for. Because he had started making mistakes at work. Because it was not together, because of all the stress he was going through. His license was suspended. There's a difference between suspension and something being revoked. Maybe that's why someone that was looking for the evidence, they saw that he still has a license. Suspended is not the same thing as revoked. I don't know. There's a difference in that Oyibo. Anyway, but I suspect I will know more in the coming days. Now, this young man has unalived, which is very, very painful. It's not even be buried. Father-in-law went to social media. I'm calling him father-in-law because there's no other way I can describe him. And started writing. You came up with this narrative that I heard your daughter with iron, with your grandchildren. Okay, okay. Regardless, we'll train the children. And I'm wondering why. Why? So even if they got married, is this how you're going to treat your in-laws? There are 2 children that are supposed to be together. For whatever reason, the relationship didn't work. And they ended up in court, which was very unfortunate. Now, this young man was, had thought that this is the only way he can solve this problem, that he cannot cope anymore. Let him just unalive himself. He did it. And this is how you are going to solve it? What are you dragging? What are you trying to... I don't understand what you're trying to prove. Nobody said it's your daughter that did it. We are just saying that, what could have led to it? Why did it go this way? And a lot of people, of course, as Nigerians now, is the money we'll be looking at. $50,000. It's a lot of money. Some people are saying it's not a lot of money. Do you have it? If you say it's not a lot of money, do you have $15,000 every month to pay somebody? I mean, sometimes we just calculate money on people's pockets. Say, Shebi is a doctor and he makes a lot of money. Do you know what his expenses are? Do you know what he's going through? So, I mean, anyway, you're going to make comments about this thing, lead with empathy, please. His family, they are grieving. His mother, his father, they are grieving. He has brothers. He has sisters. Some of them will see all this comment. They'll go on social media. And please, stop the false narrative. Stop carrying the fake news up and down. Anything that Van La, or whatever he call himself, says is a lie. And I don't believe it. My heart goes out to, Ikena's family. I pray that God will help them. It's a very, very difficult period for them. He's got siblings, I'm sure. This is difficult. It's really difficult. So don't bring your gender basbos into this and say, but he has the money now. Kiniko, kiniko. It's not about that. Are you human? Do you have a heart? Do you know what will happen tomorrow? Now that you're alive himself, now will the children not live? Please, let us take it easy. Let us take it easy. It's not everything that you start doing gender war. It's not necessary. I'm just going to drop my mic here today. Thank you so much. There are so many lessons, and I hope you learned one or two things about this. I pray that God will help the family, and yeah, it's not a good situation at all. If I have any update, trust me, I will definitely bring it your way. Thank you so much for everybody who called in. There was a lot of callers. I haven't done a long show like this in a very long time. Obviously, this is a very sensitive topic. It's also triggering a lot of people. I understand that, but please make everybody. We should be calming down. Should be calming down, please, brothers. You guys, I know it's not easy for you to open up, but you need to talk to someone. If you are struggling, talk to someone, please. Don't put everything in your mind. I know you guys, a lot of you don't express like women, but you cannot. Oh, it's not necessary for you to go this far. There is nothing, absolutely nothing in this world that should make you get to a point where you feel like, that you want to unlife. You don't need it. Please, please. Don't do this to yourself. Think about your parents. Think about, so many people that will be affected, your children. It doesn't need to get to this point. Look after your mental health. Please. Kò sí kan tó ń bọ̀ lókè tílẹ̀ ò gbà. There's nothing. We've never seen this before. Is a lie. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Look after your mental health. May the soul of Ikena rest in peace. Thank you so much, everybody. If you know more about the situation, I'm not talking about the fake news. You know more, you really want to talk to me about it. Auntie B, Mo Wambe, I didn't want to call on the show, but I know this confidentially. I don't want any fake stories that people are just go on social media and say, but they say he did this. You don't know. This is what the narrative, and I suspect that that's why that man quickly jumped on social media, because he knows that this is what people will remember. You see, that's how sad it is. This is what people will remember. Everything he said nice on Linda Ikeji. That's what people will remember. So send me a WhatsApp or DM me on Instagram. It is well. May God help our community. May God help us to see above money, our gain, using capitalism as Ola just said it, and just to think like someone like Blessing, who said, you know what, I prefer this man to be alive for my children than for us to go through all these bad boosts. And decided that, you know what, I'm not going this route. I know it's not easy, but at the end of the day, let us be human. It is well. Thank you so much, everybody. Please give us a thumbs up. We had almost 2,000 people watching. The likes are not even up to 500. I've been here almost 3 hours. The least you can do is to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate you. Thanks to all the callers. Have a good afternoon. Have a good evening, and enjoy the rest of your week. I am back on Tuesday. Okay? But if I have any updates, you will definitely see me tomorrow. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys soon. Bye, guys. I love you guys. Rabio, thank you. I still say this matter you for body well. Oh my God. Thank you, bro. Talk soon. Bye.